Let's turn it down just a little bit.
I bet you've heard of flat earthers, but have you heard of hollow earthers? They're also a very real group of people who seem to care a lot more about their beliefs than science. Variations of hollow earth theory propose that our planet is either entirely hollow or contains a substantial interior space, maybe several spaces, multiple worlds within worlds. Notably suggested by Edmund Halley in the late 17th century, the notion has been disproved time and time again by basically the entire scientific community, but that has not stopped people from continuing to believe in it. In this episode, we'll take a look at the mythological origins of the hollow earth theory, including many religions' beliefs that there's some sort of physically reachable underworld. Then we'll head to the 16th and 17th centuries, when some early scientists, just beginning to explore and understand the cosmos, theorized about the possibility of a hollow earth. We'll touch on some works of subterranean fiction that captivated audiences and fueled hollow earth belief, and we'll get to know several explorers who were determined to journey to the center of the hollow earth. We'll even meet a man who started a cult based in part on some very interesting hollow earth beliefs. It was based in Florida. Of course it was. If the earth is hollow, what's inside? Cryptids? UFOs? Nazis? Do the inner earth inhabitants ever come to the surface and say hello? So many interesting possibilities to go over on today's wackadoodle-packed science fiction interpreted as truth-based snake and mole people edition of Time Suck.
This is Michael McDonald, and you're listening to Time Suck.
You're listening to Time Suck.
Happy Monday, and welcome to the cult of the curious meat sacks. It's hollow and it's flat. Protected by an army of space dragons or something. Why not? Go all in. Enjoy continuing to indulge in imagination, not limited or constrained by any established scientific principles. Keep believing that you know more than all of the smartest people.
Sorry, I hopped into my stream dying coat, man. It's okay, Nix. I'm literally eating. I'm trying to eat before I started stream, but I was like, oh shit, I really need to start stream, so I quickly fucking did it, and I'm like, ah, fuck. I must eat. Well, thank you, controller, for being a fuck. But that's okay. That's all right. Thank you for coming in, Nix.
When we talked about John Quincy Adams, the 6th U.S. president, who was for sure open to the idea that the Earth was indeed hollow, an idea pushed at the time Adams was alive, mainly by a man named John Cleve Sims.
Hello, Goatman. Well, can you hear me? Am I there? Am I here? Can you hear me?
Sims' hollow Earth
Can you hear me?
Science fiction and pseudoscientific.
Can you hear me? Again, sorry, my stream took a massive shit. I said it was okay. I said it was fine. I said it was okay. It's alright, Nix. You're okay. You're fine, buddy. You're alright, man. No, it's okay. I literally came in and I was like, my phone died. And I was like, oh man, I hope Nix doesn't feel... I'm not. I'm depressed. No! No! Come on, no. Bought some sweet tea to keep me up. Because tonight's going to be a bit of a long night. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. No, it's going to be okay. Next time will be the best. No, depression. No. Also, I've got to get my emotes. I was going to do my emotes. I've got them ready. And now, hey, Radman, 8675309. I was like, that's a random bit of numbers. And then I was like, oh, I know that song. 8675309. Damn it, I've been doxxed. Damn it, I have been TOS. That's what it is. I need a gaming PC so this shit don't happen. You need a better fucking internet connection because that might be what's happening. Your internet just took a massive, big old dump. Hey, Radman. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's going well. Thank you for coming in, Radman. Thank you for TOSing me. I appreciate it. I don't know if that that will get me TOS'd, but it might. It might. You never know. Fuck, work was goddamn awful. Oh, I didn't even get to take a shower. I literally.
As we all do.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick Susky. I'm about to do a 20-minute sketch. So let's put 20 minutes to the clock. We are listening to Time Suck, the flat Earth, not flat Earth, the Hollow Earth theory, which is full of shit. Go get a shower, you musky goat, man. I'm not only musky, I'm greasy, but I need to stream. I need to stream. I will take a shower after stream. No, I do feel disgusting though. That is for sure what is happening right now. I do feel disgusting. Which, oh man, I needed to stream too, but my net died. I understand. I know. So is this a crust? Yes, it is a crusty stream. Oh, I work in the deli and it's fucking awful. Don't you worry, Steady Prism. We're putting it on the clock. 3,
Term.
2,
Failed experiments
1.
by conductors who didn't realize their experiments
All right,
had in fact
let's
failed.
get to it.
Several people
All
influenced
right.
by these different schools of thought actually attempted or gone on expeditions to find
Let's
an
do
entrance to
it.
the Earth's hollow interior over the years. They've hoped to descend into the Earth and meet a race of either superhumans or terrible monsters or aliens or, I don't know, sometimes a little bit of everything. What most Hollow Earthers seem to believe lies beneath this reminds me of our fairly recent Skinwalker Ranch suck. A number of
Now,
fringy
I
ideas
would
and
put the
conspiracies
reference there,
brought together
but
into a single
I've got the
insane
reference
Hollow
already
Earth
ready.
theory.
So,
Hollow Earth theory
this is what
theory
happens
is
when you have
encapsulates
dual screen
all you can imagine, all you
technology.
can eat buffet.
Dual
Wackadoodle.
screen
Like Atlantis?
technology.
Okay, well maybe Atlantis is inside
My
the Earth.
god,
You
Hagrid.
have conspiracy theories about Nazi
Fucking
Germany?
this is
Maybe,
fucking
Hitler
magic.
hides inside the Earth. You believe in aliens? Maybe
You
UFOs
fucking
come from
idiot.
inside the Earth.
But
I should
how,
point out before I come across as
you're
more
a
negative
wizard.
and skeptical than I really am about all this stuff. I am open to believing
Yes.
in some of these concepts. I'm willing to believe that aliens might in fact live inside the Earth.
Oh
Not
boy.
kidding. But maybe
No, I
some kinda
love
like
that
bone
fucking movie and series.
It's very likely that they are.
I
I've
am-
come across evidence, but I'm willing to think it's.
I
at
have a
least
20-minute
possible.
sketch redeem.
I don't want to come across a guy who isn't open to
We will
anything
see how
science
long
hasn't
I can
proven or
last.
discovered Yet. I'm willing to entertain all sorts of interesting
Do I like this
possibilities.
position?
I'm just not willing to believe that aliens might live inside a gigantic world within our hollow world. For reasons
Do
that
I
will lay
like
out soon.
this?
All right, let's get a little more specific.
Fuck, I hate this. Already, I hate this position. I'll work with it. I'll finish it. But I hate it. I'm gonna say right now, I don't enjoy this. I don't like the look of it, but I will fix it. I will fix it. I will fix it. I will fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
Right now.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it already. Not your picture. I love your picture. Steady Prism. No, I when you draw something and you're like, oh man, that looks good, and then you're like, oh man, that's garbage. That's horrendous fucking garbage right there.
Continents, mountain ranges, vast forests, an entire atmosphere full of clouds lit by a miniature sun that warms the inner surface residents, and all kinds of stuff.
Now,
And yes,
here's the
more on
thing.
them in a moment.
I
According to
understand
this
the
theory, near the North Pole
possibility.
and the South Pole are giant holes that allow travel
Only
out of the
one
inner
pair of
world.
wings.
There
Damn
are
it.
other holes
Fuck.
that have been theorized to exist
All the
in
time.
caves,
All
mountain
the
ranges, and places
time,
across the world,
Chimera.
generally much smaller
I'm
holes.
not 100% present. What is it? But I guess I'll find out. It is a species of creature. If Steady Prism wants to tell us, we can. They can tell us.
Gartha seems to be the most
I don't
agreed upon
mind.
civilization to dwell inside the hollow earth.
It's a species
We
of
seem to
creature
be
that their
Atlanteans
friend
fled from
created,
Chapter,
and
kind of wizard war a couple 100,000 years ago. I hate that I knew that was a belief long before the research we did for this suck.
None of it feels right. I am rushing it, but I'm gonna make it look good. I'm gonna make sure it looks good. This is kind of like a dog fairy.
Populated by nothing but monkey people jerking off in trees and throwing their own shit around. No way, there's a bunch of godlike geniuses chilling out inside of our planet, refuse to publicly announce their presence to us for reasons that, well, are kind of hard to understand. It's always something about we're not ready for them, or our comparative ignorance disgusts them, we're not spiritually pure enough, or something. The people of Agartha, the Agarthans, are believed by Hollow Earthers to have populated the Earth's surface, where we live now, millions of years ago. Then they found out that life was better.
Oh man, look at that! Look how amazing that is when the selection tool isn't a fucker. Like, that's so good. I love it. I love it. When the selection tool doesn't fucking freeze your goddamn computer, I love it.
Some kind of magic. Good old magic. Explaining shit people don't understand.
Yeah, but I want magic to be real. That's the biggest thing, is that I would love magic to be real.
You can always just say magic. How do those people get fish and animals and fruit trees, vegetables, and an atmosphere
Sprite?
inside the earth?
No, it's something that Steady Prism called it. I forget what they called it.
Magic? But no, seriously, where the fuck does the inside sun set? It's magic.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
No, I understand Dan's rant in this one. I love the Hollow Earth theory because it's just so silly. It's so fun.
How they arrived at the answer.
What could it be? We've got Hollow Earth. We got monsters in there. It's like, oh, I love that. I love that. That sounds fun. That sounds very fun. But also, science and math are also fun.
Sometimes face to face, sometimes telepathically.
They just have more rigid rules that we have to follow, that we have to adhere to.
Hollow Earth monsters. That's all. Hollow Earthers think Hollow Earth god folk helped the Egyptians build the pyramids. They think there were tunnels that would lead from the pyramids deep underground to Agartha, and the pharaohs walk back.
Release the monsters, damn you! This is a creature that
So who are the people of Agartha talking to right now?
That
government, of course.
Steady Prism has. I forget the name of it. I forget the name of it. Literally, I forget the name of it. But if Steady Prism wants to explain it again, I love the concept of this thing. It also has a gem in its stomach, kind of like Steven Universe. Which, by the way, guys, new Super Smash Brothers game coming out.
Don't worry about it.
Now by WB. They got the Nickelodeon one, and now they've got the WB one. So we got two different ones. We'll see.
Of that existence. Yes.
We'll see which one comes out in the end. I don't know.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
So it's not as good as any on the subject. I found a book called Messages from the Hollow Earth. You can get it on Amazon if you feel like throwing your money away.
That's quick version of it. There we go. Yes. Thank you. It's a dreamling species my friend came up with. Yes.
What is a light worker?
Thank you, Steady Prism. A dreamling.
And we've studied these types of people a lot on the Secret Suck, the companion to Time Suck. A light worker is a delusional spiritual lunatic whose ego needs to believe that they're much more important to humanity than they actually are. According to happiness.com, however, they are beings.
This character is called Kailo. She is Leaf Clan Dreamling, yes.
Earth angels and starseeds. These spiritual beings volunteer to act as a beacon for the Earth and commit to serving humanity. So super cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're starseeds, duh. Thanks, happiness.com. You really cleared things up for us all. Diane writes that she serves humanity by sharing her connection to the civilizations of inner Earth. She discovered as a young child that she was a telepathic receiver and transmitter for the inner Earth terrestrials, cetaceans, Crystal Kingdom, Tree People, and Nature Kingdoms. I bet her parents were super proud of all of these discoveries. Diane, are you still interested in playing softball this summer, honey? No, Mom! As I've already made it clear, I am only interested in focusing on my telepathic transmissions to the inner Earth terrestrials right now. Okay, honey. Hey, don't forget to help your brother pick up some dog poop in the yard later today. I will, Mom, when I am done transmitting. Diane writes that she currently communicates with several different ethereal beings, including Mycos, a being currently living in the Hollow Earth. Guess where Diane lives? Mount Shasta, California. Ding, ding, ding. Of course she does. Wackadoodle Central. We learned all about that very interesting place. The beliefs shared by many residents of Mount Shasta in the National Park Mystery Suck back in March 2019. And Mount Shasta, wow, where no belief is apparently too crazy. Where people are waiting right now for the Lemurians, a race of extraterrestrials they think live inside Mount Shasta, to pour out of the Hollow Earth and reveal themselves. Where others think they've already come out of the mountain. They go back and forth all the time. We just can't see them because we're vibrating on the wrong frequency. they're in the 3.5 dimension. We're just in the 3rd dimension or some shit. Anyway, Diane has been sharing Agarth and Mycos' communications with Earth for quite some time.
They crave, Dick.
Thank God.
As we all
So
do.
much so glad you're willing to share your incredible, very incredible communications. Diane writes on her bio.
And that name is Lily of the Valley of my native language. Sounds semi parasitic, but screw it. I'd be down for one of those shards. Not to sound ominous or anything, but does it feel like someone's watching you right now? Yeah, everybody's watching me.
Throughout the publication of my books. So lucky to have Diane.
I got you guys watching me.
One thing missing, from the
Radman. Of course, I've got a lot of people watching me.
According to her telepathic transmissions, subterranean dweller Mycos says the following about how his people came to live.
Of course, I've got people watching me all the time.
Once we were adrift in space.
And when I go outside and they look at me when I walk down the street, they're watching me then. And then when I go to work, they're watching me there. I have no problem with people watching me. Do you have a problem with people watching you? Yeah. Like, there's lots of people that watch me. Like, I don't understand. Hello, everyone. Hey, Board Birdie. You're probably going to go to sleep, so get some rest, Board Birdie. Get some rest, Bird. I will see you later. It's totally fine. Yeah, everybody fucking watches you. Every single time of the day when you go and meet other people, and when you don't meet other people.
For the Earth is very old.
And when you're by yourself, I mean, aren't you watching out for your own safety? So aren't you, in a way, watching yourself?
We migrated to the poles and found our nest inside. The inside is so clean, so pure, so peaceful.
Aw, she looks so cute.
We never left it.
She looks so cute.
We've enlarged and expanded the tunnels leading to the subterranean cities and surface as a means of travel for our inhabitants and yours. Weird that you just said you never left it, but then you did say you did leave it right after that. That's confusing. For our benefit, you dickheads have made these tunnels really
500 chance. Hey, Paul, girdle of femininity is a cursed item. 500 channels and nothing on. Still nothing on. I never thought,
being wrapped up inside the womb of Mother Earth.
Stop looking at me. I never thought I highlight my streams and I know there's someone using my voice to be lewd. The internet is nasty. This looks really nice so far. I've seen people do lewd stuff with the weirdest things. The less you think about it, the safer you're doing. You know what I've seen? Do not look it up if you want to keep your sanity. I've seen that fucking awful Ninja Turtles quote-unquote fan thing called Pizza Time. Do not fucking look it up. It is disgusting and disturbing, and it is not funny. It is not fucking funny. But also, it's really fucking funny.
With today's idiots of the internet.
It's so disturbing, and it's shot like a porno, and it's so disgusting, and yet it's also it's also really funny for some reason.
a channel that has 1.32 million subscribers. Awesome. The video has nearly 850,000 views. It would have many more if it hadn't been apparently pulled down several times by YouTube. It has 37,000 likes, only 1,200 dislikes, which is frankly equally infuriating and depressing because it is mind-boggling stupid. Before I play part of the intro, I want to read a comment.
I'm joking. I did this to myself.
A few months after I first uploaded this video, it was demonetized and deemed unsuitable for viewers by YouTube. I contacted them by email, and they said that after a manual review, they confirmed it's unsuitable. When I asked why, they said they can't.
I've seen loaded toast, flashlights, umbrellas, and that just reminded of that video called Septic 5 Awesome. Now that's a video you don't want to see. Fascinating. The goat laugh at 2G. I see. 8 minutes remain. Fine. Yes, sir. You're right. Oh, God. Oh, my fucking God.
Let's listen to just a little bit of this.
Look! Fucking people are disturbing and disgusting. We are, as a human race, are fucking... Like, I fucking lewd goddamn creatures and turn it normal, sweet, innocent species into big-breasted ladies. I'm fucking weird, dude.
This sounds like
I'm a goddamn weirdo.
Decide what you think you know, and we'll show you the evidence, the scientists, legends, and testimonies behind the inner Earth theory, so that you can see why it may be the most game-changing information ever concealed from knowledge. That miles beneath your feet are ideal conditions for a life-sustaining and inhabitable inner Earth.
She doesn't actually. I watched the video. There isn't like science, but by scientists she means like very early scientists, a couple hundred years ago, who we'll talk about, whose theories were very quickly disproven. She doesn't have like Neil deGrasse Tyson isn't coming on there and be like, yeah, nah, it's fucking silly hollow. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Giant continent-sized caverns, luminosity, intelligent beings, all living in the Earth. Okay. Does she give any extra details in this video about exactly who these beings are, what they do? Not really. Kind of some vague descriptions that we'll go over later in today's show. Before we get into the idiotic comments, and they are idiotic, let me just try and explain why none of these commenters can be right, why this video has to be nonsense, why the Earth can't be hollow. Modern science's understanding of the Earth's core began in the late 17th century, well over 3 centuries ago, when Sir Isaac Newton, who realized that because of how planets move and the way our gravity is tied to a body's mass, our planet can't even have solid crusts. The center of our world has to be even more dense than the surface for life as we know it to exist. Overall, the Earth's core has to be twice as dense as the rock we see every day here at the surface. If the Earth were truly hollow, the planet as a whole would be much, much lighter. Our gravity would be much, much weaker. I would for sure finally be able to dunk a basketball. And then I would probably float away into space after dunking. But I probably wouldn't even dunk in the first place because I would have floated away as a baby. And I probably would have never been a baby because our atmosphere wouldn't have been held in place by the gravity, and I would have never been able to breathe in the
Bunny
first place.
tail,
Well,
you got it.
You get it. I hope.
Bunny tail, bunny tail.
Much more recent,
She's got a bunny tail, bunny tail, bunny tail. She's got a bunny tail. She's got a bunny tail.
No, don't buy a fuck Newton.
Blam blam, oh hot damn.
All right, okay.
Here down now.
I can talk about some other stuff. I can disprove the hollow Earth in another way. Let's talk about the concept of an interior sun. That's where I kept getting hung up. Interior sun. How the fuck could a star, some source of luminosity, fit inside our planet?
That's cute.
Well, the short answer,
Big
of course,
boobas.
is that it's an idiot, I think.
But A-Ball Chan, how else am I supposed to?
Our sun is more than 850,000
I'm a loser, baby,
miles across,
so why
much
don't
bigger
you
than
kill
Earth
me?
itself, just
She
shy of 8,000
has short
miles
bunny-like tail. Okay,
However,
bunny
our
tail
smaller
ends
sun,
about
reality is
where
much
it
smaller
turns
suns,
upward in a
super
current
dense
sketch.
neutron stars,
Cotton
less than a dozen
flu.
miles across, that could technically fit inside a
Touch the
hollow Earth.
saw.
But
Okay,
those
I can touch
motherfuckers
my
are
rabbit's
real
tail.
hot,
Hold up.
like
Come
way
here.
too hot.
Come here, Kirk.
Well over 1 million degrees Fahrenheit
And
hot.
touching his tail.
Really bad with numbers. You don't
Touched
understand
his
how hot that
tail.
is. You can
Touched
burn
his
yourself
rabbit tail.
technically touching something that's just under 100
He
degrees Fahrenheit.
he looked at me
Touched it for a long
confused,
time,
and
pretty much
he
technically
still
will eventually
didn't
burn.
he didn't
A
run away.
campfire reaches an average temperature of
So,
about
you know.
930 degrees Fahrenheit. huge roaring bonfire.
He must consent.
This is temperature about roughly 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
We must
grill,
give consent to rabbits to let you touch their floops. You don't know what he wants.
I use a gas grill.
I know what he wants.
No purist.
He always wants carrots and pets. I know what he wants. And also, he is now laid down and he is comfortable. So, he must enjoy it somewhat.
Little neutron star is over 550 times cremation hot.
Oh, yeah.
A rock will begin to melt.
Looks very good. Thank you.
Fahrenheit. Little neutron star
Thank you.
over 400 times rock melting hot. A neutron star lighting up the hollow Earth would completely and immediately fucking eviscerate our entire planet for sure. Whatever giants, other weird shit we're living inside the Earth would be almost instantaneously melted. And don't even get me started on where the sun is supposed to set inside the Earth. Think about that. What, it has to rotate around the inside Earth? What? Like, does it go behind some other little thing to create? I don't know. It hurts my head. Like I'm gonna get a brain tumor if I think about it for too long. And forgetting about
how much time I got?
Billions of times more gravity than Earth. It's much more.
Damn it!
One of these fuckers inside our planet would give us billions of times
and
more
then
gravity.
add that pouch right here.
We'd be so squished, like the most squished anyone has ever been squished.
Yeah, like that. Very cute.
All of a sudden, for some reason,
very cute. All right,
it's hard to say what would happen
and stop.
Would be squished or
There we go.
incinerated by hell like heat. And it's still not done.
And there we go.
Very deadly radiation. Radiation beam
Nope.
would be squished, evaporated.
Nope. Your math is wrong, my good friend.
Burnt bodies all at the same time. We die.
I've got 2 more minutes. All right. If you say that I have 2 more minutes.
Never my favorite subject in school.
If you say I've got 2 more minutes, I'll take the time. I'll fucking take it. I shall take it.
Think about that as well. Why would all geologists, seismologists, astronomers, why would all of them lie to us? To what end? It has to
I'll take it.
Be true for the Earth to be hollow. All teachers, talk about magma inside the Earth, talk about plate tectonics.
Save.
They're all lying.
Okay, I'll save. All right. Fair.
They don't give a shit about anything I just said. And I bet most of them have or will breed. That's fun.
So the thing is brown.
To them, because they disregard reason and proven scientific.
She's brown with green eyes, so let's go with the brown.
Mr. 2 Cents posts, yeah, pretty much everything you learn in school is wrong. Nice.
Pretty much everything in school you've learned is wrong.
I've always read comments like that as interpreted them as bullshit rationalizations. Oh, Mr. 2 Cents could have been valedictorian.
I love boats.
Mr. 2 Cents could have aced all of his classes, but he was too smart to be brainwashed by all that stupid book learning. Or he just doesn't want to admit that he struggled in science class, or that he gave up in school, or that homework was too hard, or he's too lazy to do it, or maybe he just didn't have the strength to accept that maybe, just maybe, he didn't have what it took to become a scientist if he wanted to. So what? I've never been some science whiz. There were always students better at science than I was in every class I took. But I didn't let that fact twist shit around my mind and end up in some place of like, whatever, nerd, fucking dorks. Who cares about that stupid shit? I don't, because it's so stupid. I'm not. No. I respect those who are better than me in a variety of areas, and there are those better than me, in my opinion, in every area of life. And because I want to get better, instead of hating them, or mentally discrediting them, or ignoring them, I choose to admire them and to try and learn from them. Always got to keep an eye on that ego, right? Don't beat yourself up needlessly, but also don't metaphorically suck your own dick or suck your own lady wing. You get it. Next comment, Andreas Chanatiakis writes, "It makes me sad I might die before this is confirmed." Might? No, wrong word. I think you meant will. You should be sad. You will die before the hollow earth theory is confirmed because it's not true. Karama Gambino posts, anyone with a brain knows that this earth is exactly like Swiss chesses. The reason why civilians haven't been able to utilize it is because of our military complex. What? Get the chess cheese typo. Focus instead on the mindless gibberish being spouted with arrogance. And then making me even angrier, the first reply under this comment is from Mike Miller, who writes, "Finally, someone with some critical thinking and common sense. You humbled me." What? Critical thinking and common sense equals thinking that the world is hollow? Some evil cabal government is hiding that fact from us? It's amazing you're able to believe that, Mike Miller, that you are a bastion of common sense and critical thinking when you choose.
You're over the time. Damn it.
Humble you.
Damn it.
You know what terms humble, critical thinking, and common sense mean? When I first started to read,
Let me finish. Can I finish the eyes?
He was going to shit on some of the other comments. I got hope.
Damn it.
He wrote, "Enough with the bullshit.
You're
not speaking
right.
Of this presentation."
You're right.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe. No. My hope was quickly dashed. When he kept writing, he said, "The surface creatures of the
You're
earth
right.
have been led away and astray. Why that is can be guessed at, but the keepers of occult knowledge are not making the cut of the liars that used to be our official Earth history."
He
It's
gets
all
carried
just
away
so
and
much
doesn't see
misleading
chat
funk.
sometimes.
I
You're
wanna throw
right.
myself out the fucking window
Yeah,
for these
you're
subjects.
right. You're right. You're right.
We need to finally make higher education free. Seriously. Take a quick little detour. I'll pay more taxes. It means more people get to go to college. Not kidding. And if you think that sounds like
Well-
socialism, yeah, it is. Sometimes I think I come across.
No,
as a hate
no,
socialist.
no,
I do
no,
not.
no.
Never have. I hate communism.
That's what I got
Love
done.
certain socialist policies.
That's what I got
And you
done
probably do too, even if you don't think
in 20
You've been
minutes.
brainwashed into thinking that all socialism is bad. Guess what?
There you go.
Social security is socialism. Anyone who says different is
If I break
If
the
you really wanna get
rules,
rid of any and all socialism, you
if
should
I
start
break the
campaigning. Take away
rules,
your
that's not
grandparents'
right,
retirement.
and then
Take away your own Social
it
Security.
won't be
Ready to
right
throw
for
those
everybody
monthly checks into
else.
the fucking fire? No.
So
Then maybe you don't
eh,
hate all forms of socialism.
we're
The
cutting it
government,
off.
Not individuals, not businesses, run the Social
Eh,
Security
what you
system.
get,
It's
what you
almost
see is
impossible to
what
opt
you
out of.
get.
Not paying to unless you're Amish,
So
member of some other conscientious
here we go.
objector group, and can claim the very rare religious exemption from having to pay into the system. And because the American government plays such a dominant role in the U.S. Social Security system, deciding
There
how
we
much
go.
and when we employees must pay into
I
that
mean,
system,
there's only
how
so
we
much
citizens receive in
juggling
benefits
you
when
can
we get
do.
them,
Yeah,
because the U.S.
I'll pay
government
you
prevents all of
biddies to
everyone's
finish it.
from opting out.
No, I'll be
Case
fine.
closed. Case closed.
1 second, it's
Some
balls.
base
Next, it's
level of free higher
chainsaws, and then
education.
people are
Another
confused because the
good form of
chainsaws
socialism.
started
Want it.
touching the
You want it, but
balls.
don't want society to devolve into some real life
Hey,
hollow
hey,
earth
Ben,
bureaucracy.
how are
I wanna live in a
you?
society where only the rich
Hope
can
you're
afford to
doing
give their kids a good
well.
education, then the rest of the kids have a decent chances ending up like
It'll be
Christopher
fine if
Leslie
you.
Stanley, or
We
these other
will.
hollow
We
earth
will
believing comics.
just. It'll be fine. It'll
The
be
shaman
fine.
Anarchist.
We
folks.
actually.
Not
It's
a
gonna be
planet.
okay.
No such
It's
thing
gonna
as
be
satellites.
okay.
CGI images,
We'll just
not
do it later.
photographs. NASA plus JPL equals OTO.
All right.
Turning the
Saving
astral
it,
realm into a habitable-
and
into a
blam.
habitable
Thank you
physical
guys so
one.
much for
Smash
popping
black
in.
magic
Thank
spell
you.
on our consciousness
I'm
awareness of
good.
where
Just
we
popping
are.
in for a
Shamans
minute before
unite.
work. Ah,
Peace.
man.
What?
What about
I think
a
this
1 hour
motherfucker just said
sketch?
that,
No.
whether or not the Earth
No.
hollow is
No,
relevant
no,
is
no, no,
irrelevant
no.
because we don't even live
No,
on the
no,
planet.
no, 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 no.
It's all
No,
CGI.
no, 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 no,
We're
no,
chilling
no.
in the astral realm.
I'm
living off
supposed
of,
to get
mass black
better.
magic stuff. And can you imagine?
I'm
working with this
supposed to
lunatic?
get better and faster.
Hey, Ted.
You don't
remember
get
when we
faster
had
by
till the
getting
end of the day
more.
to get a report done, or the
You
end
don't get
of the
faster
week?
by giving
What report?
by getting
Well, no,
more
the report,
time.
we worked
You
on the
get
past 2 weeks.
faster
There
by
are no
accepting the
reports. There are just
rules.
thoughts projected into the soulscape. Just frequencies and quantum vibrations. I live in the
You're
center of the great
supposed to
mind, where my
accept
heart
the
is pure, and the
rules
tree of life feeds me
and
through a
just,
1,000 branches of pure energy.
you know, that's life.
Last one.
Rules are meant to be
300 comments
held,
down. Finally, I
not
find someone who
broken.
asked an intelligent question. Merkaba writes,
So,
how will the cabal gain from the
next
keeping this
sketch,
hollow
we'll
earth
see.
findings as a
No, no, no,
classified
no, no,
matter?
no, 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 no,
No one
no, no,
replies. Of course
Batman.
No one replies
Thank you,
because the whole
Birdie.
hollow
Work
earth
has
house
been a
party
lot better
is
and a
all
lot
part
less
of
stressful
fighting
now.
issues
I've
and questions.
taken the manager's job.
No one has
Yeah,
anything to gain
told
by
you.
keeping the hollow earth
Cheat the
secret.
system.
Before you know it, when I
No,
started Time Suck,
the
I thought people
system
reading
is
these type of
there
comments
for a
were fringy,
reason.
weird wackadoodles, outliers. I don't think they're not totally mainstream.
So we're all
yet, but they're trending.
our balls,
The
but you
ranks seem to be
have
growing. There's a candidate running for Congress from Georgia
dominate
right now who is an admitted
atixes.
QAnon believer.
So are balls,
straight up
but you have
fucking maniac. She might
dominatrixes.
actually win. Intellectually, QAnon is
But
on
thank you
par
for
with
sketching
Holberg,
her. She turned
Flatter,
really good.
lizard people,
Yeah,
those
see?
heavily.
Tell that to
Try to
Moses
be a
Goat. He
uniter,
broke
not
the
a
rules
divider,
and
but
he's
I get
highly
that.
revered.
Intellectualism-
He also sent his
intellectualism
people
versus
for 80
anti-intellectualism
years
front.
in a
This
desert.
is the cult of the curious, not the cult of the will.
So, you know,
Please keep fighting the good fight.
that was
Please
80
keep thinking
fucking years in the
logically, exactly.
desert.
It's so important. I know I don't always get shit right here on Time Suck. I know sometimes I reach too far. I'm out of my depth. But damn it, I try. I try to promote truth and reason because I truly believe life will be so much better for us all if we all live by more truth and reason. Let us all continue to fight Hollow Earthers and the rest of the idiots of the internet.
Yeah. Fuck the idiots of the internet. Hollow Earth is
Okay,
not
a little
real.
better now. Sometimes I have to get that shit out, right? Now I can be a little sillier again. In another version of the Hollow Earth hypothesis, instead of saying that humans live on the outside surface of a hollow planet, sometimes called a convex Hollow Earth hypothesis, some have claimed that our universe itself lies in the interior of another hollow world, calling this a concave Hollow Earth hypothesis. In this version, we live on the inside of a planet and there's someone else above us. NASA is lying to us. I take back everything I said in today's Into the Internet. No, I don't.
Yeah, Steady Prism. That was Steady Prism, one of Steady Prism's characters.
Like a lot of other
They, I don't know Steady Prism's gender. They make wonderful characters so far. They've been really fun. All of their sketch redeems have been so much fun.
They became intertwined with the concept of places like the Greek
Boat?
Hades, the Nordic Svartalheim,
40,
Christian
but
Hell,
yes.
the Jewish Sheol,
Okay, I got that wrong. If they ever make
Kabbalistic
Moses
scripture
maps,
as well.
I'm dying laughing.
For these
Suggest we rename
pre-industrialized
Google
thought
Maps into
societies, hell and
Moses
heaven were not
Maps.
metaphorical
Boat?
concepts. They were places you could literally
Boat penis,
descend
no!
into, climb out of. Of course they would. People living over 1,000+ years ago legitimately worried about sea surface.
Oh, man.
Ships to the bottom of the ocean.
She's very
They
cute.
worried that
She
dragons
is.
would fly over
Don't
and burn
listen
down
to
the
these shenanigans of
combination
boat
of religious
penis.
redemption, utopian
Oh
thought,
my god. Do you
tension
guys
between
know about
undecisive
boat penis?
metaphor or reality
Oh my
that can
god.
exist in hollow
You know,
theory.
you know the thing
There
that
were
boats
ancient hollow
have?
earth, believers living in the Americas as well, such as South America's Makoshi people, and
You
North
know,
America's Hopi
you
people.
know the shaft
Makoshi
that you
are
put the
indigenous to
sail
Amazon,
on?
Brazil, Guyana, Venezuela.
I forget the real
Makushi,
term
actually, Makushi.
because I just call
Their
it the
shamans
boat.
claim that a vast network of tunnels connects our world to the mysterious chambers under the surface of the earth. According to
You
their
know.
legends, they are descendants of the sun's children, the creator of fire and disease, and the protectors of the inner earth. And the Makushi legends state that travelers enter a cavern and journey for 13 to 15 days until they reach the earth's interior, said to be inhabited by giants. What a fun thing to believe. I'm kind of jealous of that. How exciting to go on some big adventure looking for a mystical cave, thinking that if you find it, you can find a door to a magical subterranean world inside.
Is it story time?
This concept of magic in this
You hear
culture,
about boats,
still has not been promoted to. Yeah, maybe, but it doesn't like it.
Yes.
They still just get to believe this in parts of the Amazon. Makushi,
Okay,
still live in the Amazon today.
so I was playing
Ancient
Zelda. I'm buying Goat a banana. See if I ever get stupid. I still got 2 more characters I haven't yet used for redeems. Yeah, I would love to. They hang white flags on boat. No, okay, alright, story time. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker story time. High school me with friend. Friend is very funny. We play Wind Waker. I played for the first time. I love it. It's one of my favorite Zelda games of all time. And it was the second Zelda game that I completed to completion. It's a great game. It's one of my favorites of top 10. And
according to legends, the ant people saving the Hopi
the King of Red Lions is alive. Okay? That is for real. The King of Red Lions is also the king. He also, I assume, feels the waves that come across him. So I drew a picture of him suggestively staring at Link, saying, "You want to touch it?" And we just used to call it the King of Red Lions boat penis. And now I have no idea what it's fucking called. I have wrecked my fucking brain in high school.
These Hopi ant people are the ancestors of the deadly.
I have ruined my brain. And now it is literally boat penis to me. It's not gonna be the actual fucking. I know all the terms. Like I know almost every fucking term of a fucking boat. I love sailing. It's one of my favorite things of all time.
A place called Agarty.
And like literally it's so much fun. Like the ocean, the water, I love it. It's my favorite pastime of all time. Just going out onto the water and enjoying it. That is so much. And I cannot not think of when I look at it, I'm like boat penis. What about the fishing? I love fishing. I love fishing. I wish there were sail the seas to find me gold.
Teachings: the subterranean world has millions of inhabitants and many cities. its capital being
Hold on. Gotta voice
Shambhala.
my mess.
Kind of like how Christianity's garden
It's a
Eden,
mast.
some think it never
Oh my
existed
god,
in the
it's a
place,
mast.
metaphor,
Okay, all
others
right.
think it was
It's a
very real place,
mast.
still
Go
others
likes the
think it
movie.
is a real place. We just have to find it. Shambhala is said to be a land of 1,000 names. It's been called the Forbidden Land, the land of white waters, land of radiant spirits, land of living fire, land of the living gods, land of wonders, land of hot tatas, land of sweet sugar.
I'm fine.
Maybe not those last. It's also known as
I'm
Shangri-La.
100% fine.
There are various ideas about where the society is located. It's often placed underneath
I'm
Central
okay.
Asia, north of Tibet.
I'm okay.
Shambhala, a real place. Shambhala. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I'll go with
Yep.
Shambhala. Real
Get
place
out of
you
here.
find maybe became popular in Europe and the U.S. in some spiritualist circles
You
in
okay?
the 19th century. A very influential 19th century wackadoodle named
I just
Helena
upped my internet
Blavatsky,
bill to
son of the
90 a
pure
month.
stranger
Thank God I
Thomas over the
planned my
past few years,
bills
promoted it
by
above
running
so
the
many other
nearest
interesting ideas.
100. Still
She
a
said that
$10 buffer.
Shambhala was,
You okay?
fairy-like land, once
That's a
island, now
mess.
an oasis of incomparable beauty, place of meeting with the
Careful,
inheritors
the
of
movie is
esoteric
that's a
wisdom,
move.
the godlike inhabitants of the legend. Fucking this stuff scrambles my brain.
No, I'm not okay. I am still. I'm 30 fucking one, and I'm still a child.
Single sentence.
If I had a kid, I would get in so much trouble. I would get if I had children, if I had a child of my own, and I was teaching them about sailing, they would not know any of the real fucking terms, and they would all state the dumbest fucking shit ever imaginable, and I might be questioned for that.
I want to do a philosophical teaching someday.
Oh my god.
Hindu theology also speaks
Good
about
night,
the
everyone.
Hindu
Good night,
text.
Red Man. Thank you for coming in. I do appreciate you. Be sure to use the jib sheet after you get done polishing your man. At least the bow penis has some
emissary from Agartha.
still a child jerking the hiking
Arya
stick.
which translates to the land or realm of the Aryans.
Always remember, never get luxury hot dogs.
Nazis would later really grab onto
You
this.
know what? I agree. I will never get
How did he have them sense? God, this is
I will
wonderful.
never get
This
luxury
land
hot
of all
dogs.
unavoidable prophecies.
I will get the
Nazi
Commodore
search
Man's
for
hot dogs.
Various Hindu texts described a subterranean race of serpent people. According to the legend, they waged war on the kingdom of Agartha.
Yeah.
Or Agartha.
Pretty
The
cool.
snake people, also called the Nagas, half
Yep.
human, half cobra, an advanced race with a highly developed technology who harbored a disdain for humans. They would abduct, torture, and eat humans. They were total dicks. And they would also sometimes fuck us and breed with us. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
They hated us and they lusted after us. Sometimes maybe loved us. They were written about a long time ago by authors who were not good at storytelling. Fucking snake people. Pretty sure Cobra Commander from G.I. Joe, one of these Naga snake folks. They live in an underground kingdom called Nagalaka, filled with resplendent palaces, beautifully ornamented with precious gems. They're bougie. They're bougie snake people dickheads.
Yep, they are.
And there are other ancient versions of Agartha. The list goes on and on. It's actually hard to find an ancient religion without some sort of connection to an underground world. A lot of old religious beliefs in a subterranean kingdom seem to center on the idea of a place that's far beyond us in terms of both technological development and, while I didn't get into this above, spiritual goodness. To find these places, you have to know where to look, and you have to be pure of heart. That second part is a great way to explain why some people can't find it, right? Why naysayers like me can't find it. We're too wicked. If my damn heart was more pure, I could for sure sneak into the center of the earth. But no, I'm too busy motorboating Lucifina. Be gone, Lucifina. You're keeping me from finding Shangri-La. You're keeping me stuck on Earth's shitty old outside crust, worshiping your sexy, distracting ass. Those new thigh-high boots? Are you hip scurvier? Okay, I'll stay on the crust with you. Anyway, a lot of ancient religious beliefs, especially Eastern ones, teach that Agartha is a place that we can literally physically reach if we just
Good night,
keep
Red
looking.
Man. I'm just glad you're a man who gives his head a lot of love. Helyard is a great seaman. Oh man, fucking jokes for days. You think you're so fucking funny, don't you? Think you're so goddamn funny, don't you? You think that I'm a joke, don't you?
Gosh,
But you know
gosh dang,
what?
there's no way.
You might be right.
But the belief
You know
that
what?
little Arthur continues to the present day.
You know what? You might be right.
Let's now explore how the
You
Hollow
might
Earth
you
theory
might have a point.
developed in the West over the last several centuries, how it even made it to the White House.
Yeah,
and today's
80
Time Suck
is definitely a-okay for it.
Strap on those boots, soldier. We're marching down a time-suck timeline.
You think you're so funny. You think you're the
In
funniest man in the
1692,
world,
first
don't
scientific
you?
theory about the possibility of a hollow planet, at least in the West, comes from
I'm gonna go
famed
see my
astronomer
mother
Edmund
tomorrow
Halley, after whom
in
Halley's
the
comet was named when he correctly calculated its orbit. And I'm sure you will not be surprised to find out that I have mispronounced that comet my entire
Hey,
life.
no, I'm
Wait,
the
what?
Joe.
Oh, Mushmouth? Fucked up a word? Get out of here. No, I've always
Glad
thought
my
it was
child's
Haley.
at school.
Hale. Nope, Halley. Halley proposed that the magnetic pole may have been movable because it was not attached to the Earth's surface. It was instead embedded in a freely floating
He took
subsphere
my
inside the
he
Earth.
took my
He
job.
suggested that there were as
Krusty
many as
Krab
3 of these
pizza
layers
is
around a
the
solid core,
Krusty
all
Krab
gravitationally
pizza
centered, all separated by atmospheres.
absolutely.
Possible, he thought, that the aurora borealis
Rip a
was
haven.
caused by luminous gases leaking out
Oh
of the
my
polar
God.
opening from the atmospheres inside the Earth. Holy shit. Dude thought we had basically 3 different worlds living inside of our world. And this proposal made him the scientific godfather of modern hollow Earth theory. Newton had already shown that the Earth was an oblate sphere, one flattened at its poles that was thickest at the equator, which is true. The distance from Earth's center to sea level is roughly 21 kilometers or 13 miles greater at the equator than at the poles. That made sense to Halley, who figures that the outer crust is thicker at the equator to account for the oblation, and thinner at the poles, so thin that there could have been permeability for his luminous gases. He also reasons that if there was light and an atmosphere between each layer, each might also be inhabited by other beings. Half a century later, in 1741, some of the first science fiction about the hollow Earth theory is penned by Ludwig Holberg, Norwegian writer, essayist, philosopher, historian, and playwright. Holberg published the novel Niels Klim's Underground Travels, in which a man, Niels Klim, falls through a cave while spelunking and spends several years living on a smaller globe within our own. As was convention for the time, the novel began with a foreword that assures that everything in the story is a real account of the title character's exploits in the underworld. These days, most of us hopefully would realize this was a marketing ploy, kind of like how a horror movie will often get more buzz if it's, quote, based on a true story. Back then, a lot of people just really thought what he wrote about was nonfiction, and some people still do. A few years later, in the mid-18th century, Swiss mathematician
Hello,
and
lurking
physicist
Simon. Welcome
Leonard
in,
Euler considered the hollow
Simon.
Earth theory one of his books,
He's
in which he
streaming.
speculated about what would happen if you drill a
Yeah,
hole
I
through
do
the Earth
love
and
a
drop
lurking
a stone
Simon.
through it.
He is very fun.
And actually,
He is
said
very
that
fun.
he speculated
But
about
yes, I'm
hollow
going to
theory.
go see
He
my
really was
mom
just doing a thought
tomorrow.
experiment, one of many he
Gonna
worked
give
on.
her
He wrote that you were to
just
dig a
gonna
hole
see
in the
what's
Earth,
going
whatever
on,
place,
see how
and you
she's
continue
been.
your labor incessantly, digging
Make
all the
sure
way
she's
downward and
okay.
downward perpendicularly, you would at length reach the center of the Earth. It is true, such a project
So,
would never be
other than
executed,
that,
as it would
she
be
should be
necessary
okay.
to dig a depth of
Thank God.
3,956
Hey,
English miles.
thank
There is no harm in
God.
supposing it in order to discover what would be the
Nix
result.
is
Goes on to forecast a
gonna get a
hypothetical
better
scenario
internet.
to present a
Because I don't
mathematical
want his
concept.
streams
Did not
to
actually
drop
propose
for
a
no
belief in a hidden
reason.
world inside our
It's no
own.
fun.
Years later, Hollow
It's no
Earthers would twist his
fun.
words around, put new ones he never spoken
Come
to
on.
about, eventually attest that Euler proposed the
No,
possibility of a
we're
single
gonna
shell
fucking
hollow
go over
Earth with
here.
a small sun just a kilometer across the center, providing light and warmth to the Earth's civilization.
And go over here.
They crave
Had to
dick,
invest heavily in the
as we all
blackout
do.
shades to get some sleep. But he never
As we
fulfilled
all
that.
do.
He never said that last part. Other intellectuals in the mid-18th century then supposedly proposed that not only, was the Earth
People,
hollow,
outer
it also had
space is
2
just
inner suns,
television.
and Scottish mathematician Sir John Leslie allegedly even
Oh,
named
well,
Pluto
shit. That's
and,
good. Hope she is
Serpent.
well. Yes. Shite.
But he didn't. A couple of authors made all
I
of
love
that up.
fiction. Loads of people
The alleged
believe
not true
in
but
it
reported
and
for
can't tell the
Euler's
difference
Euler
between
and
it and
Leslie's
reality.
kept modern
Yep.
hollow earthers pointing to them to
Raisins are
scientifically
loads of fun.
legitimize their theories for decades.
I'm gonna
and
go
slides true
from
people who originally
100
reported
megabytes
that Euler was a hollow
to
earth believer,
400.
and that
Ooh.
Sir Leslie was also a hollow earth believer. 20th century sci-fi writers
Hey,
Lion Sprague
that's my
Kent
shtick.
and Willie Otto
Hey,
Austerley.
board.
They
That's
made it
my
all up to help
that's
sell their
my
book,
shtick.
Lands Beyond. They asserted all of this without providing any references because there weren't any. 1755, yet
Dicks.
another Hollow Earth science fiction book is published, A Voyage to the World in the Center of the Earth. The novel was
Yes.
published in London anonymously. To this day, no one has conclusively identified the book's author. It was published over a century before Jules Verne's 1871 book of almost the exact same title. The novel's narrator, who remains as anonymous as the book's author, parties away his inheritance, then ships out for Italy. While exploring on Mount Vesuvius, he accidentally falls into one of the many holes that led to the interior of the Earth, where another world awaited. The inhabitants of this interior would dress in silk robes and live to be 200 years or older, possess limited telepathy. They're strict vegetarians. In addition to the usual above-ground animals, Inner Earth also has gigantic birds who are trained to provide air travel. And the anonymous author, whoever he or she was, never interested in the Earth's hollowness as a matter of scientific fact. After the narrator meets the king of Inner Earth, he sets off on a wild ride to other planets, travels through time, visits Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. He follows a 4,000-year-old ghost. He parties with Alexander the Great.
That sounds
People in
like a
1755
radical
with this stuff,
fucking
right? There was no Game of Thrones, no
book.
Star Wars. It's probably the craziest shit they've ever read. But a lot of people loved it. Some Hollow Earthers now refer to this book as if it were factual. The author being anonymous really gets them fired up because they feel that he had to publish or she had to publish his book anonymously because they were speaking the truth, and the Catholic Church would have them killed if their real identity was discovered. A quarter of a century later, more Hollow Earth speculation. 1781, Jean-Antoine Leclerc Milfort, a French military officer and adventurer, leads hundreds of Creek Indians during the American Revolutionary War to a series of caverns near the Red River, above the junction of the Mississippi River. According to Milford, according to their
Your
spiritual
dick?
traditions and folklore,
How you
Creek
like it?
Indians,
I stole his
ancestors
dicks.
are believed to have emerged from
April.
these caverns.
Should I stream
wanted to.
for a living?
Of course, he didn't find it.
Your monarch is
But
in another
wrote that in his
castle.
memoirs about how the
No,
caverns
not
could
my
easily contain
monarch.
15,000 to 20,000 families.
No,
And how
Nix, you
maybe
should
there was a
you
tunnel
should
somewhere inside of
stream.
them, that
People
might lead to a
love your
hidden underground world.
personality.
And this, of course, was added to the mythology of
You
the
know what
Hollow
I
Earth
love?
theory. European interest in the Hollow Earth theory continued 2 years later, in 1788. That year, Giacomo Casanova,
I love
an Italian
when I do it on
enthusiastic
the wrong
writer,
layer
soldier,
and I have to
spy,
do
and diplomat,
this.
wrote the story of
Fucking
Edward and Elizabeth.
deselect.
5-volume,
Select
1,800-page
this.
story of a brother
God.
and sister, Edward and Elizabeth, who fall into the earth and discover a
Deselect.
subterranean utopia, populated
Go
mainly by a
here.
race of multicolored hermaphroditic dwarves.
Paste.
Fuck yeah! Finally,
then-
wonder when the hermaphroditic dwarves are going to show up in this story. In the dwarves' peaceful land, where flood, famine, war, slavery are unknown, the couple,
And
brother
then
and sister,
do
spawned
this.
40 pairs of twins.
That's what I love,
turn
is
populate
drawing
the
on the
universe.
wrong layer.
I'd like
That's
to
the
use
best
fantastical
feeling.
backdrop,
That's like
kind of,
the
spread,
best. Like,
of
if
one
you
to one
want to
system.
know,
This work of fiction
like,
has naturally
how
been
to
interpreted by
feel
some as being
100 percento,
2 decades later,
it's
John
when you
Cleese
draw on the
Sim.
wrong
Boom.
layer.
We're one of the big dogs now.
You'll
Here's
love
the
it.
Hollow Earth scene. He will arguably become
Have you
the
tried
most famous Hollow Earth
America?
proponent in modern history, neck and neck with Richard Byrd for the title of the name most associated now with Hollow Earth theory. We'll talk about Byrd soon too. There's still a monument to Sim's Hollow Earth, his ideas about Hollow Earth in Hamilton, Ohio. When the local Hamilton burying ground was turned into a park in the 1840s, all of its bodies were dug up and moved to a new cemetery, except for the body of John Cleves Sims. His son had his gravesite turned into a monument, complete with a globe on top with a hole through the middle of it, inscribed with Sims' belief that, quote, the earth is hollow and habitable within. Sims, a soldier, yeah, it's still there. You can check it out today. Sims, a soldier and
Sounds
author, was born in
really
Sussex
radical.
County, New
We
Jersey,
should go
December
there,
6th,
guys.
1880. After receiving a common school education, he enlisted in the
'Cause
U.S. Army at
that
22,
sounds really
came out as a
radical.
captain, continued his
That sounds
service
like a
until the
great
end of the
fucking
war.
like metal cover album.
After the war, he moved to St. Louis, Missouri, established a trading post, immersed himself in the natural sciences, reading whatever books he could get his hands on. In 1818, the War of 1812 veteran broached the theory of concentric spheres, a theory that says there are smaller and smaller Earths within the Earth, much like Russian dolls. I like it. This is the craziest one yet. In 1818, he wrote a circular, a type of newsletter, writing, I declare the Earth is hollow and habitable within, containing a number of solid concentric spheres, one within the other, and that it is open at the poles 12 or 16 degrees. I pledge my life in support of this truth, and am ready to explore the hollow, if the world will support and aid me in this undertaking. Sims sent this declaration at considerable cost to himself to each notable foreign government, reigning prince, legislature, city, college, and philosophical society throughout the Union, and to individual members of our national legislature as far as the 500 copies would go. Oh, man. I'm sure his wife, Mary, loved that. Great use of the family money. Throughout the 1820s, Sims wrote a lot about the Hollow Earth. In one of his numerous memoirs, he explained his theory. With dividers, describe a plane of matter of loose texture, and in the center, add a very small circle, then draw a line through the center. It is evident, as matter gravitates matter in proportion to quantity and distance. It's fucking more gibberish. That either half of the inner circle being
They
almost equally surrounded by matter
the
must
time.
be very little gravitated center-wise, so being suspended, only a rotary motion is needed to throw it compactly toward the outer circle. I just picture people when he's rattling off about this. They're just like, okay.
I think
sure.
he made a
Just to get him to shut
massive
the fuck up.
mistake.
Like he's been
I
talking
do
for 2 hours, and
that all the
center rise
time. Woo!
suspended to
I got
rotary.
Red 11
Yeah,
and
I
10
get it.
today.
I'm with you. Right. Everyone seems to be with me.
I
just did 20
stretched
shows.
on
Goes on a little more
Runari
speed,
stream,
then
and it
follows
apparently
the
sounded like I
pathway from the
moaned.
outer to the inside
Fuck
of the
yeah!
circle. Matter
Here we
was thrown
come to
out,
save
like
the motherfucking
light
day.
gravity.
Yeah.
Suspension
Nick's
or
moaning
balance
during a
prevail.
stretch is
Hence,
the
this
best kind of
position
moan.
of the circle,
That's when
therefore,
you get
follows
got the
successive
best
similar
stretch.
subdivisions should exist.
Yana
National
Nike.
Lewis
I
enforced
send you the clip
quantity
Ronnie is
by applying this
tormenting
principle
me
to
with.
yield by
Okay.
necessity of hollow consent. This guy's a fucking
Hold up. Let me
Ultimately, Sims
listen to
simplifies
it on
theory of
stream.
bending
Let's
and theory
hold
is too
up.
confusing.
Let us.
Stop! You violated the law. It's been too long since I've seen a good brawl. I'm just warming up, you pathetic worm. Remember the Emperor! You dare attack me? I'm warning you. Show me what you've got. That the best you can do? Can't you settle this peacefully? You elves are all the same. All flesh, no fury. Guards! Guards! Someone's being attacked! Hey! Are you some kind of maniac?
Damn it. It's so good. It's so goddamn good. It's silly ads only. All right, let's listen to it. It's not loading. That's weird. Yep. It's ah. Okay. All right.
Concentric inner spheres, this babble. And he lands on.
All right.
Nah, never mind. There's just one. There's one
Nice.
hollow earth, not five. I picture him
Nice.
pacing back and forth in some old log cabin. while he comes to his
Nice.
decision, trying to decide.
Don't
why
play
he
it on
won't,
your
you know,
stream.
understand the five worlds. They laugh at you. They all laugh at you. Why?
Love to you all, and remember to stay awesome and amazing. Oh, hey, Ben, that's okay. Thank you. You're too awesome. You're too sweet to me.
I carried the one. I did the math. I drew a circle. I drew 5 more circles. I stacked them. I twisted them. I moved them around. I talked about how there must be warm and rich lands stocked with thrifty vegetables. But they have no interest in funding my expedition. Make contact with this 5 worlds. Wait. He goes over to a chalkboard, like filled with a bunch of fucking crazy numbers and equations that make no sense to anyone other than him. Dear God, I multiplied here when I should have divided. You fool, Sims. There isn't 5 worlds.
If it does
That's
load
crazy stuff.
for you, then
No wonder
listen
no one will
to
take me
it, but
seriously.
torment me
There's
here
one
too.
world inside our own, probably, if not likely, populated by mole people.
Did you guys not hear it? Did you guys not hear it? If you guys want to hear it, we can hear it. Hold up. Yeah, we can hear it. Hold up. Let's make sure that everybody can hear it. Yeah. I think everybody heard that.
I must promote my new rational Hollow Earth theory ideas immediately.
Yeah. There we go.
In 1827,
Everybody heard that.
begins to promote his new
If you
theory.
want, I can
Cincinnati. He travels. He tours.
if you want, I can turn it up a little bit more just to let her.
Polar sections removed to reveal
No,
inner Earth.
no, it's
Tells
okay.
audiences that there's an opening 4,000 miles, or
You just have that
6,450
voice, though.
kilometers, across.
Have that
at
voice.
the North
It's
Pole,
okay.
And then there's an
It's all
Antarctic
right.
opening about 6,000 miles across, over 9,600 kilometers across. He said that the
You
Earth
just have
shell
that kind of
about
voice
810 miles
that
or
everybody's like,
1,300
huh?
kilometers thick,
Are you?
and people
are
don't
you-
laugh or throw shit at him. Those are huge.
It's like, what? I'm
fucking
just
holes.
talking right now, man.
6,000 miles across. You would think that NASA could
You just
find
have
this
that voice, man.
The private satellites.
Say
you know,
okay.
for sure
I
know
don't have a problem with that. I don't care.
Why don't we have pictures of them? Magic.
Barely
Illuminati
heard it.
magic.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the wicked folks.
All right. You
That really
barely
is
heard it.
basically.
Okay. All right. Hold up. One more time for the people in the back. All right. Let's bring up the volume a little bit. Let's bring it up right there. Everybody quiet. Yeah.
What?
There we go. There we go.
Idea. Sim's idea.
Right. Gotta turn it back all the way back down. I have a moany voice. Nix wants the bass to drop is what I think this is. Your voice is most appealing to not you usually. Yeah.
Began to filter into the public
I've heard my own
consciousness,
voice.
popular support for an
Doesn't
artist
sound
tradition
appealing to me.
proposes, starts to build. Through his lectures,
But
he gains two of his most famous disciples. James
you can
McBride,
make me
Jeremiah
be
Reynolds.
quiet.
James McBride was a wealthy and prominent pioneer statesman in Butler County,
Is
Ohio.
that porn?
Hamilton, Ohio's
Is
first
that
mayor,
porn?
prominent representative to Congress, Ohio's leading pioneer author and
No,
antiquarian.
that's not porn.
Miami
That's
University
me
secretary,
stretching.
President of the board of trustees. He was
I don't
public
actually. I don't have
sheriff, surveyor.
I don't know.
He was an officer of other various entities. He basically did everything.
I'm not going to torture you with it. Don't worry.
James married the daughter of Judge Lytle of the Lytle family of the Ohio River Valley and became, through her, a relative of Senator.
Don't
Holmes
feel
Brown,
scared. I'm not going to torture you with it.
Harris, governor of Ohio.
I'm just going to
As an
say
archaeologist, he
you
lived
do
and
have a
worked on the
moany
Great Land
voice.
River, examined
So,
evidence
you
of
know.
ancient life in the region, and this powerful man will become one of Sim's biggest supporters. The second of Sim's notable supporters, Jeremiah Reynolds. What a life this guy lived. He was a newspaper editor.
Even when you're not being sexual,
author,
which is a lot of times.
for scientific expeditions.
God damn it.
Born in
Got
poverty in
me.
Cumberland County, Pennsylvania,
You're
Ludwig was a
misunderstanding me.
child.
I'm
His
saying
teen years
not
earned
to
wages
keep
in
playing.
farm labor, taught school, saved his money, attended Ohio University in Athens for 3 years. Athens, Ohio.
That got
He
me.
then edited the Spectator newspaper in Wilmington, Ohio, before selling his shares in it around 1823, joining up with Sims. Reynolds
Yeah.
and Sims went on tour.
I won't
together
play it
full
anymore.
time, spoke to full houses
Don't worry.
all across the
I
East
won't
Coast.
play it
Charged
anymore.
$50 for price of admission, which
Don't
is
worry,
about $45
Nix.
in today's money. When Sims died in 1829,
That
Reynolds
one I was
continued
expecting.
the Hollow Earth lectures. Their lectures are said to have inspired several different authors.
That one I was
including
very
Alfred
much
Poe.
expecting.
Back to Sims.
You gotta get up real early to spook me.
It did not
Uh,
pass
when
the
a when a
Did
goat
not.
is ready.
In 1823, Sims lobbies a U.S. senator from Kentucky to support a bill funding a proposed expedition to explore.
When a
great
goat
mountains
is
in the
ready,
hemisphere with
it's
subterranean people,
pretty.
described in at least one source.
He knows when it's coming.
The senator he had lobbied, Richard M. Johnson, later became vice president of the United States under Martin Van Buren. Dick Johnson. We gotta get Dick Johnson on this. What a terrible name. I'm sure that slang, wasn't quite the same then. Oh man, Richard Johnson today. If you name your kid Richard Johnson today, you're not gonna win Parent of the Year award. Old Dick Johnson. Old Dick Dick. The Congress voted 56 not to spend money on the expedition. And that is insane. That means roughly.
Wait, when did
44%
Bored
of
Birdie watch my
Congress
stream? You've been lurking? Shh, it's a secret to everybody.
To try and contact mole people. God, so much funnier if they would have funded it. So close.
What are you talking about? David Hasselhoff is popular for a good fucking reason. He's sexy.
I like it.
Like
We simply must make
he's
contact with
sexy,
mole people.
and
There's
he's
definitely
also has a winning smile.
By God, we will
It's
be
pretty
the
apparent
world
why
colonizers.
he's popular.
First, we will trade with the mole people, then we will dominate those nearly blind motherfuckers. Then, to make it easier to get to our new land, we'll dig a lot of holes. Yes, we need to invest heavily in ladders. No, not ladders.
That's a lot of bits, but
Run down and put all my money into train stock at once. In 1828, President John Quincy Adams.
that's so many bits. Oh my god, Nix.
The following quote was used in episode 8 of the Sun. Repeated
Why?
today, as it really does illustrate where the sixth
That's
US
so many
president's head was on this
bits.
subject.
Why would you do
Published
that?
his memoir. John Quincy Adams Memoirs, Volume 8.
It's not even appropriate.
Mr. Reynolds is a man who has been lecturing about the country in support of Captain John Cleve's
By when
the edge of the hollow earth open at the poles. His lectures are said to have been well attended and much approved as exhibitions of genius and science. The theory itself has been so much ridiculed, and
so much ridiculed,
that Reynolds has now varied his purpose to the proposition of fitting out the voyage of circumnavigation of the Southern Ocean. He has obtained numerous signatures in Baltimore to memorial to Congress for this object, which he says will otherwise be powerfully supported. It will, however, have no support in Congress. That day will come, but not yet. On my time, may it be my fortune and my praise to accelerate its approach. Sims has been asking for 100 brave companions well equipped to start from Siberia in the fall season with reindeer and sleighs on the ice in the frozen sea, with plans to slip between the concentric spheres, which he believes are open at the poles 12 or 16 degrees. Holy shit! For a minute, looked like Sims, McBride, Reynolds might finally get their expedition, funded. They've lobbied so hard for. But then Adams didn't win his bid for second term as president. In 1829, his successor, Andrew Jackson, nipped a bill funding the proposed expedition right in the bud, so there was a bill. It did look like Adams was going to approve it if he would have won that second term. Again, too bad the trip wasn't funded. Maybe it would have taken some steam out of the hollow earth.
Don't validate Nix's feelings. They're allowed to feel sage flute. Sage flute. I'm bad. God damn. That was a lot of fucking bits. There's just so much bits.
You want to fund my journey to the interworld at once? I will, I guess, club some seals or something. A few years later, Reynolds is back at it, garners some support from private sources. He does.
It is how I feel. It is always appropriate. I don't think the Titanic is like we're like hanging out. Like we're just hanging out. Titanic is like, oh, this is. That's so many bits just for a fucking joke, man. God damn it. I'm not invalidating your feelings towards the Titanic. It's so bad. Gosh, that's a lot of bits. Part 2 electric. Oh my god. Alright. Let's finish these fucking chimneys so I can get. I gotta get past. I want to get past page 1 tonight, but if I don't, I'm not gonna feel bad about it. You guys, hanging out with you guys is just as good.
Reynolds is not invited to attend. He became so impatient with the methodical planning of this voyage that he gets fired before they leave. What a fucking terrible day. He finally gets his expedition, and then they fire him. He doesn't get to be a part of it. I bet he complained about that shit on a daily basis until the day he died. In 1838, the U.S. Exploring Expedition kicks off, also known as the Wilkes Expedition, named after its commander, Charles Wilkes. This expedition not approved to find the center of the Earth.
It helps with my depression.
Reynolds was hoping to also
a Chungus Among
Us. It was approved to map much of the Pacific, and it did. They'd explored.
Is Chungus Among Us here?
Mapped most of the Oregon coast. They
were understandable. Is Chungus Among Us here?
When the expedition
That's a good question. He. Aww, thank you. Thank you so much for the cheer. Thank you very much for the cheers. You don't have to, Nix. Really. I really do appreciate it. You are a wonderful person and you're amazing. I just don't want you to be poor and destitute and have to go and get that money. And the 1665 biddies. Like, it makes me happy, but I don't want you to go hungry. Not that I can see.
And then in 1846, another woolly mammoth is found, this one perfectly preserved in ice in Siberia. It had frozen to death so quickly, there were still undigested pine cones in its stomach. This set off the Hollow Earth people who thought that there was no way this mammoth could have frozen between 10,000 and 40,000 years ago. They theorized it probably just like a day or so ago, right? It wandered out from the Hollow Earth, it came out of the hole near the, the North Pole or whatever, some other hole near there, some little side tunnel. If only someone would have followed the mammoth's tracks, they could have found a hollow earth tunnel. In 1864, Jules Verne's novel Journey to the Center of the Earth is published in French and becomes an instant subterranean fiction classic. The novel follows Professor Otto Lindenbrock, an eccentric scientist who believes there are volcanic tubes that reach to the center of
I'm
the
fat
Earth.
broke, bitch. Where are my food stamps?
Guide Hans descended to an inactive volcano in Iceland, then faced danger.
Nick Sexy, I'm warning you.
Living prehistoric creatures in the Mesozoic and Cenozoic.
Where's my food?
Verne's novel, Dream of the Hollow Earth
No,
Alive,
don't be
meant
broke.
popular Hollow Earth
Don't be
book
broke
about
and
the same year.
destitute just to make
In
me
1869,
happy.
Hollow Earth movement was full cult-
I would be
cult-
happy
cult.
when you ate and you were you felt like you were making it in this world. That's what makes me happy.
And physician from upstate New York.
But also I do like money.
Utica, New York. He was interested in unconventional
Ah, damn it.
such as alchemy.
I
often
do
involving
love
dangerously high
money.
levels of electricity.
I love
And in the autumn of 1869,
golf.
during an experiment, he is badly shocked and he passes out. And while he's unconscious, he believes he is visited by a divine spirit who tells him, of course, that he is the Messiah. Sweet. Once he wakes up, he vows to apply his scientific knowledge to redeem humanity. He promptly changes his first name to Koresh, the Hebrew version of Cyrus. Another crazy Koresh, David. David Koresh wasn't even the first crazy Koresh. Teed's vision consists of a beautiful woman who
At
reveals
least I can
the
lick
secret of the
those
Hollow Earth.
food
Promptly
stamps.
publishes an account of his experience.
No, you
The
can't.
illumination
I
of
mean, you
Koresh,
can.
marvelous
It's a
experience
card
of the
now.
alchemist.
Adhesive that sticks your
Finally,
ribs in
I think
good.
we've uncovered the real entrance to the Hollow Earth.
If I scratch the berry icon enough, maybe I can avoid scurvy. You know, no matter how much we fought, I've always hated watching you leave.
A better way to find the inside of the Earth. I think if I took enough shrooms, if I listened to the right YouTube videos for long enough, I think I could see the inside of the Earth. This guy's crazy fucking book, based entirely 100% on his visions, Teed denounces the idea that the Earth revolves around the sun and instead pioneers his own theory of the universe known as cellular cosmogony. And check this shit out. According to Teed's theory, we already live inside a hollow Earth. We live on the inside of the crust, not the outside. You've been fed lies your whole life, sheeple. Our sun is some sort of giant battery-operated contraption. Who changes those batteries? Don't worry about it. This theory is built for truth, not questions. What about the stars? What are they? Well, they're refracted battery sunlight. Teed's ideas, called Koreshanity, catch on with others. And I'm never shocked by someone talking about shit like this, right? You fucking shock your brain and you say a bunch of crazy stuff and you write a crazy book. That part makes complete sense to me. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. People do stuff like that. You lose your mind. But then to convince other people that your insanity is legitimate when it's this crazy it'll never stop being mind-boggling to me. Koreshanity preached cellular cosmogony, which we just talked about. We live inside a hollow Earth. We watch a battery-powered sun.
That's fucking
alchemy. You can turn
fucking
berries
insanity.
into gold with the right recipes.
Whoa.
Reincarnation.
I'm depressed and horny. I'm gonna go get a chocolate chip muffin. Okay.
Immortality. We live
That's
forever.
not correlated with that last part. Is hungry. I meant hungry, not depressed.
Put all your trust in the state run by a maniac who thinks he lives
I'm
inside the earth,
hungry and horny.
who thinks he's God, who thinks he can turn
I'm
lead into
depressed and
and he taught
horny.
you a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
get a chocolate chip.
and he thought he was the reincarnation of Jesus. He started preaching
I'm hungry and now the truth about the moaning comes out.
After many years of very enthusiastic lecturing,
Oh no. Fucking.
all of this based on him having some kind of psychotic break and he got shot. One of his fundamental principles involves the gathering of his most devoted followers in communal living groups, and his first commune is formed in Chicago in 1888.
So fucking rude. Oh god.
Second correcting community is established in Chicago.
Oh my god.
San Francisco. Other small church groups are established in other little towns. He starts a magazine, The Flaming Cross.
Nix.
Continues to be published regularly.
Nix, I'm gonna let you know. It's okay, man. Go get some food, man. Go get some, bro, my bro. Go get some food, man.
town of Estero.
Get something to
Fort
eat,
Myers, Florida.
you know,
At
fill your
times it's named
stomach.
New Jerusalem. The golden
And
age of
also,
the collective
like,
community
man,
in
it's
Estero,
okay.
lasts
You
from
know,
1903 to
no
1908.
judgment
They
here.
have over 250 residents.
Just
And,
know, I don't think I can do anything, so, you know,
Teed will die in 1908. Upon his death,
there
his
are
followers
websites to
whispered
help you
the
out, you
prophesied
know.
he would. After 3 days, and incredibly, he never comes back, which is so surprising. I mean, he said he was
The
Jesus.
food thing,
I mean, come on.
I believe you
He's
can
made all
find
that up.
food.
All of Teed's followers and adherents now have died.
But the other
Until
thing,
the last follower,
I mean, I don't think I
Michael,
can help you out there,
deeded
man.
their remaining land to the state of Florida in 1961. Teed's followers continued to believe that we lived inside another world. 1926.
All right. So we got these little shit-ass fucking houses. We need to make the other place, and then that, and then the barn is right down here. I should put that on. I should put that right here. Where are you? Which layer? It's this layer. I know which layer I'm on. God damn it, I know which layer I'm on. So there's 2 farms over in this area. So let me...
Bert and Bennett are both
There's one, and then there's another right over here, and then the farm little thing. Actually, they're not that close to the fucking town. They're a bit further. I know that they just look like blobs, but as you've been seeing, my blobs do become things, so don't feel like, oh man, that blob
didn't quite make it to the pole, but he did make it close enough to, you know, see if there was a massive hollow earth entrance there.
I always feel like somebody's watching me in the shit. I didn't know people felt that way about me. And now I feel like they're gonna watch me pee in the shower. That's an odd time. Make the red light district shit ass fucking houses. Whoa. Shit ass fucking house. You wanna see what they look like? You wanna see what they look like? I'll show you. Yes. Apply transformation. Deselect, and then let's go over here.
According to Bird's other diary, the government ordered Bird to remain silent for what he witnessed during his Arctic assignment.
So these are what the houses are supposed to look like. Those houses are terrifying.
Along with other travelers, he talks about traveling 17 miles.
I mean,
green vegetation, animal life. He tells of seeing
I
tremendous.
mean, they could be terrifying, but this is what I'm talking about. Is that this is what they will look like. This is what they will look like. They look like blobs right here. And that's okay. So these are little family houses that are also small businesses.
You guessed it, Agartha. After resting, he and his crew are taken to meet the king.
And then this is the main like entrance to the to it. Get your title back with Title Max.
Our interest rightly begins just after your race exploded the first atomic bombs over Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan. It was that alarming time we sent our flying machine, the Flugelrats. Swear to God.
Yeah.
Flugelrat.
One is right behind, so it would actually be over here. I need to move it. It would be right over here. Right back here would be where it is, like right there, and then apply transformation. And then this one is right behind. This one is this one. Deselect. This one is right around here.
And we've left our internal home and we met with your leaders and they were like, shut the fuck up, get out of here. We were like, okay. And we came back here and we were pretty annoyed about it. And there you go. Bunch of gibberish. Who wrote Richard Bird's fake diary? I have no idea.
Yeah, they've got there's this big farmhouse right here.
And no one else from any of his expeditions.
And these houses need to, I just need to make sure that these houses are not as big as the mayor's house.
No one's better though. The descending into hidden
big
holes,
enough.
shit, bird, and a
So
lot
I
of good
gotta
fun. The
change
Hollow
their
Earth theory
size.
finds a
I
lot
feel
of
like
supporters
they're
in Nazi Germany
still
in the late
slightly
30s,
too
early
big.
40s. It was everything the Nazis loved: bogus science, mysticism that proved they were the most superior beings on the planet, bogus
Right.
science experiments that needed a large bureaucracy to be carried out, the Thule Society. Some meetings of which were attended by Adolf Hitler reports much about
Oh my
titanic
gosh,
myths
Goat
opening
is
the Earth,
polishing his blocks.
giants,
Well, you
alien
don't live
giants
there,
living down
Birdman
there.
or
Henrik Himmler,
Birdwoman.
personal
I'm kind of
advice,
glad I
psychic
don't. I don't
Carl
want those
Maria
houses
Wilkes,
getting ideas
right?
every
Who are all
time
about
I go to that
the
house.
Nazi search
They
for the
look
Holy
like
Grail.
Bob's.
How
All right.
the aliens come
Don't judge
from
houses
two
you don't live in.
giants
You
the
don't.
times,
You don't.
That's
What
what I
they're
thought. Can you
they've been
understand
through.
bombings
I'm sure they've been
comets?
through a lot,
Just a
right?
filthy
Be more
liar.
supportive.
He has blue
Subtle
eyes, but he's
pun
not
is
dark
subtle. The
smart.
day
Does
comes
he kill
when
our
I
soldiers?
Tyax will point
There's
and
even a theory,
click.
maybe just a conspiracy, that Hitler
A
ordered
ball hugs all.
a research journey for such an opening in our Antarctica. Based on a speech
Wow,
of Admiral
that was longer
Dykes
than
in
5
response to
seconds
a
for
German
sure.
submarine
April,
in
wake
1944,
up!
which claimed that German submarine
Your
fleet tried to
program
build
is so
invisible
fucky
fortifications around Europe,
sometimes.
anywhere in the world.
Bored, your
During the
fucking, your
Nuremberg trials,
baby is
Stalin
being
spoke
such
of
a little
invisible
bastard
fortifications
sometimes.
of the eternal ice.
And it
Okay.
doesn't
Quote, this
respond.
theory,
It's
Hitler's
happened
followers wanted to
before.
create a race of Aryan
Where we're
supersoldiers
like,
who ruled the
where
world,
somebody has
combined the
obviously
belief
given
in
it
social
a
darwinism
lot
and
of time,
mythical
and
origins
it
of the
just
genetic
doesn't
people,
respond.
Hollow Earth theory.
Did you put in
Other
the
critics
code
argue
where
that
it
the belief
just
took place,
literally is like,
completely
you
from the
know,
underground.
this time I
Another
won't
legend claims that
respond?
Hitler and his chief advisors escaped the last days of the Third Reich by going through an opening in the South Pole into the Earth's interior. According to the Hollow Earth Research Society in Ontario,
Right
Canada,
there.
Hitler's
Yes,
still down there.
that's
There's
way
been a
better.
sign. Make it to the
They
Hollow
feel
Earth,
small
and you
enough.
get to be God people.
They're
You get to be
not
immortal.
bigger than the
Okay?
main building, which is exactly what I
1943
needed.
for Hollow Earth
Yep.
theory and supporters.
Yep.
It's the year one of the
Yep,
most
I like that.
controversial tales of inner Earth dwellers began. The so-called
Oh,
Shaver
goodness
story. This is my
gracious.
favorite part of the tale. A little backstory on Richard Shaver. Dick Shaver. You got Dick Johnson.
I think
you got
that's
Dick
Klingon.
and Dick Shaver. So much dick in this sucker.
Come on,
Dick Shaver
April
was a main
is
player in American
dragging
culture.
ass again.
Born in
April,
Pennsylvania in
no.
1907,
What the
married
fuck is
fellow
April?
Austrian
April is
Sophie,
fucking drunk. No, I think that's
Lieutenant
Klingon.
in 1933.
I think you can
Couple of
literally
daughters
put that
of the
into a Klingon
During the
translator.
Depression, Shaver worked
Because
as a welder
Board
in an automobile
he
factory
did put in
Well,
a lot of
again,
Klingon.
in 1934. He started to think that the welding guns at his job are allowing him to hear the thoughts of the men working around him. Then if that isn't enough, he thinks he receives a telepathic record of a torture session conducted by malevolent entities living in the Hollow Earth. And then his wife has him put in a mental hospital. Of course she does. Decades later, Shaver claims that his stay at this hospital was merely due to shock from a case of heat stroke at work. He's only there for 2 weeks, he says. But his biographer, Jim Popst, found evidence that Shaver spent a much longer time at the hospital. A few years later, 1936, the magazine Science World runs an article by Albert F. Yeager in which he argues that 6 letters of the alphabet represent concepts as well as sounds. The article catches the not mentally stable at all Shaver's attention, and he sends a letter to the magazine claiming that he knows what the hidden meanings of all 26 letters of the alphabet are. Shaver calls this alphabet of concepts Mantong and claims that it is the oldest language in the world. In Mantong, according to Dick Shaver's theory, the letter A represents the concept of the animal. B means simply B. Okay. C means see, like vision. D is one of the most important letters in the Shaver alphabet, and it stands for detrimental and represents everything that is negative in the world. So that's why I'm a skeptical fun killer. My name starts with detrimental. Its opposite is T for integration, which represents positivity, and there's other stupid shit assigned to every fucking letter of the alphabet. Shaver claims that using this alphabet, real definitions can be found. For example, bad means be a D. That is, to be bad is to be detrimental, because it has, the letter D in it. The word devil is a combination of D for detrimental and vile. Morbid becomes more BID. A phrase which Shaver claims means I don't want to be anymore, I want to die. This is just gibberish. This is just gibberish from someone who spent recently a considerable amount of time in a mental institution. For thinking his welding gun was allowing him to receive telepathic torture records from the Hollow Earth. In 1943, Shaver sends a letter outlining his linguistic theory, somehow citing it as definitive proof of Atlantean legend, to Ray Palmer's pulp fiction periodical Amazing Stories. We met Ray Palmer back in the Men in Black suck. I think he popped up one of the Alien sucks too. prolific American publisher of crazy talk for many years. Palmer publishes Shaver's findings in the December 1943 issue of his magazine. According to Palmer, as written in his autobiography, The Secret World, Palmer writes back to Shaver asking how he had learned of Mantong. Shaver responds with an approximately 10,000-word document entitled A Warning to Future Man. This document, literally the ramblings of a madman.
Oh, man.
And it's also highly entertaining. In 1945,
That's Klingon,
the article was
yes.
printed in the form of a rewritten 31,000-word story called I Remember Lemuria. Yes, we're back to Lemuria. It's a big hit with readers. Reportedly, fan mail went from about 50 letters a month to 2,500. So people are fucking loving this. In Shaver's adapted story, he claims
Hey, Paul, I don't own a dog. That's good. I want my muffin. I said I want my muffin, and my 8-hand jiggled my fat roll. My pregnant's weird. Right hand. Your 8-hand? Oh man, your 8th hand. Hell. I will keep fighting to bring peace to humans and robots. I love that the last word is just penis. It's not like a real fucking sentence or anything. No structure or anything like that. It's just penis. Getting so frustrated and shit like that, just being like, damn you, gosh darn penis.
Right?
Fuck Salt.
Put into his mind, fucking Deros, Abby. No way those thoughts were just the product of untreated schizophrenia. Thousands of readers then wrote to the magazine to confirm that they too had heard fiendish voices from inside the earth. Or so Palmer claimed. He probably made that up. From 1945 to 1948, about 75% of the issues of Amazing Stories featured Shaver mystery content. Palmer encouraged Shaver to share more and more of his truth, write down more and more of his literal insanity, and Palmer just kept printing it to the near exclusion of any other topic at times. Then in 1948, Amazing Stories ceases all publication of Shaver stories. Palmer would later claim the magazine was pressured by sinister outside forces, Illuminati, to make the change. The magazine's owners would later say that the Shaver mystery had just run its course and sales were dropping because people were fucking tired of hearing about it. Although few really believed this story, many suspected that Shaver was very mentally ill. Shaver, not surprisingly, always maintained that his story was true. Of course he did! Severely mentally ill, untreated people suffering from insane delusions don't generally think their delusions are insane. If they did, their delusions wouldn't be delusions. They would just be unwanted, annoying, intrusive thoughts they knew were nonsense. So another wackadoodle chapter of the Book of Hollow Earth is written through the really not credible rantings of Richard Shaver. Dick Shaver. Dick Bird. Dick Johnson. Let's take a quick break away from all the dick in this suck. With a one final sponsor. Today's Time Suck is brought to you by Emmanuel David's House of God and Socks.
The fucking typo fairy keeps dancing on my fucking goddamn fucking keyboard. She needs to fuck off. I'm gonna go get my muffin. I'm hangy. You hangry? Aw, poor buddy. It's okay.
Time socks, lizard people socks, ancient Tibetan elder socks. What we don't have are Illuminati hide the real hollow truth liar socks. Get behind me, Satan. 50% off.
Yeah, no, totally get.
Tiro socks, robot socks.
Get go get your muffin. Don't go hungry. Get happy.
What the fuck am I talking about? Socks. So
be happy. Be healthy.
Guarantee we will knock your socks off. And then we'll probably sell you a new pair of socks. Sorry about that, everybody. I needed a break from that crazy. I need to go even crazier to recalibrate my brain to fucking handle more of the Hollow Earth craziness. Okay. 1959, U.S. submarine journeys beneath the polar ice cap, surfaces at the North Pole. Based on precise calculations, we finally make it to the North Pole. And you know what? It didn't even fall into a hole. At least that's what they want you to believe, sheeple. I'll believe it when I hear it from QAnon. 1964, a book by a Dr. Raymond Bernard, a pen name for a mystical leader named Walter Siegmeister, called The Hollow Earth, the Greatest Geographical Discovery in History, made by Admiral Richard E. Byrd in the Mysterious Land Beyond the Poles. That's a fucking long-ass title. Argues that UFOs
Yo, I send you something on Discord. Okay. Let's see it.
what has happened to them.
Oh.
He mentions a photograph published in 1960 in the Globe and Mail in Toronto, Canada. Shows a beautiful valley with lush hills.
Fucking what the fuck?
Taken by a pilot
What
flying
the
into
fuck?
Hollow Earth.
What is
In
this?
his letters to nowhere,
What is this? Why did you send this?
1992, he claims to have been in contact
What the
with
fuck is
mystics,
this
secret,
shit?
places under the earth.
Why am Why am I Wade? I'm so confused. I guess I'm Wade now. And Bob is the fucking town with the... What the fuck?
UFOs coming back and forth from the hollow to the Earth's surface.
Oh my god.
Question, all the crazy claims.
Paintball typographical bears. Oh no. Look, I just wanted a gift shop in the bathroom. Can't tell me what to do, man. You're very pretty. You're very pretty. You can't tell me what to do, ma'am. Also, you're very pretty. I love that. It's a very... I love this character. What the fuck? You gotta send that in memes because no one knows why the fuck I was laughing just now. That... And why the fuck did you do that? I don't get this. Why am I Wade? I don't get why I'm Wade. That's what's got me. Just confused and just here, I guess, is a good explanation why I'm Wade. And Markiplier is a giant fucking tower, I guess. It was perfect for the light. Oh man. Yeah. I'm not gonna do it like that. Yes. I don't like saying yes. I very much do not enjoy saying yes. It hurts me. It hurts my soul. I will not say it anymore. I'll say yes.
I'm the trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring.
Real Kazoo Gaming. Help me out here, guys. Hey, General with the merp.
Had actually disagreed with the hollow earth theory, but then
I can't not hear Wade now lurking. Fucking hell. No! Do I sound like fucking Wade? No! No! Please don't let me sound like Wade. He's so whiny. He's so fucking whiny.
Conspiracy theorists never do a good job of selling that part of it. Right? What is the motivation again? Always vague concepts of control and enslavement. 1975, Michael Grumley, cryptozoologist, takes
Hello
a
there.
step further.
Hello there. I mean, Markiplier got to be tall. Bob is all the buildings, and I couldn't leave out Wade. Oh, okay, good. All right. It has nothing to do with my voice. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Don't worry, I got you. I got you, Real Kaz.
1988. Big time ding dong. David Hatcher Childress authors The Lost Continents and the Hollow Earth, in which he reprints the Dick Shaver stories. They're just not going away. He defends the Hollow Earth idea based on an alleged tunnel system beneath South America and Central Asia. For you space lizards listening to Time Suck right now, you may remember the name David Hatcher Childress from The Secret Suck. One of our favorite wackadoodles, one of my favorite quotes.
Giant.
Yeah, there we go.
He's a nut. In 2005, an explorer and outdoor...
Welcome in, General. You don't sound like Wade. Good, good. I was just gonna say, hi, I have to go driving this car. Nice. Drive that car.
To help him out, had to pay a deposit of
Good question.
$20,000, and they don't do that.
Hey, I like them all. Hey, I like them all. I like all of them. I like all of them. It's just he sounds very whiny. He sounds like a big old crybaby sometimes. Even though nothing bad is happening to him, he always sounds like a big whiny baby. 24-ounce can of beans. Oh, delicious.
Let's hop on out of this.
I like all the crew. The crew is really cool.
Good job, soldier. You made it back.
No, fucking Hollow Earth theory is not real. I don't believe in any of that shit. He is very much disproving it. Just want to say that to people that just came in, I do not believe in the Hollow Earth. He doesn't either. We are all just making fun of it all. I don't know why I have to preface that, but some people are stupid. And I have to explain myself. If I'm listening to a guy that is, I would say, is pretty smart, that does not believe in the Hollow Earth theory, he likes making fun of it as much as I do.
Mammoth Cave in Kentucky, all kinds of other locations. So many.
Oh yeah, that looks good. That's looking good.
The surface of the Earth has not been overrun by the snake folk or the lizard people. Some people also believe that these tunnels are infested with the Illuminati.
I'm stupid. No! No!
Damn you, lizard Illuminati, the tunnel concealing black magic.
What do you mean the person that got involved from Markiplier team? Yeah.
Some of these giant holes near
FK, little lady is home. You go hug that lady. You go hug that little lady. You give her lots of love and attention. It's totally fine. We want you to be happy, board.
Completely mapped. Technically,
give her that love.
I guess we haven't found yet some small ones.
And that support.
Even if these holes exist, though, the Earth still can't be hollow because of what we talked about in the edicts of the internet, because of geology, right? Because of gravity. Because of gravity wouldn't be the same if the Earth was hollow. Because the sun can't exist inside a hollow Earth without fucking without cooking us, right? Again, where does the hollow Earth sun set? I searched for that so much. I have the most ridiculous search history from this past week. The stuff like, how does the sun set inside the hollow Earth? Most hollow Earthers seem to think it doesn't. They just think that the always daylight down there.
Yeah.
Some of them, I guess,
it's about that big. The window is not fucking bigger than half the house. It's as big as a doorway.
Still kind of insane. After all this, do you feel insane?
You gotta know perspective now. Now, when you make perspective, you've got to figure out like how much you're actually showing. And this fucking door is gigantic, but also it houses a cart. So like that actually makes fucking sense. That cart is never going to be seen in the comic, but it does exist.
Enlightened master snake people, Aryans, lizard people.
It houses the mayor's cart or the foreman's cart. Foreman. He's a foreman. His name is not George.
Hollow Earth theory to be utter nonsense. Yet people still believe, because who cares about science if you don't have enough education to understand that it is real? You gotta get that college thing figured out. Let's recap.
Oh god, I'm bald and stupid. No. I feel bad that the British person that is no longer part of Markiplier team was Yummy Mash. I don't know why he separated himself from it. He could have been so popular, British person. You're not talking about Jacksepticeye. No, I mean about Yummy Mash. Yeah, Yummy Mash was a part of it, and then I don't know what happened. I have no idea. I don't know what happened with any of it. There's a lot of things that I don't know, but I don't think it's malicious intent.
All of the stuff,
that's one thing I don't think it is. A lot of people keep pointing it. They're like, oh yeah, no, Markiplier's secretly a bad person or something like that. No, I just think that they have difference in opinions, and that's okay. It's all right.
You can't have a hollow Earth, not a hollow moon to go with it, right? You're damn right.
That's all right if you have a different opinion from somebody, but also.
One hollow moon theory, the spaceship moon theory,
pet the rabbit. He's got little ears that I have to pet. He's got long little ears that I have to pet.
What does that have to do with it being hollow? I'm not sure. It doesn't really explain that part. Others believe the moon is artificially created or is otherwise just not a real moon. 1970, Michael Vasson, Alexander.
Oh yeah, the hollow moon theory
of what was then the Soviet Academy of Sciences advanced the hypothesis that the moon is a spaceship created by unknown beings. UFO researcher J.P. Robinson says the fact that the moon rings like a bell or gong when struck means it must be hollow and therefore artificially constructed, despite being coated in rock. We talked about this in the moon landing conspiracy suck. Why does the moon ring? Because, hello, aliens live inside, the ones that made it, or because of a lack of water. There's moisture in the materials that make up our planet, expanding their structure. As energy from an earthquake moves through our planet, that damp material acts like a sponge, absorbing the energy of the waves, ultimately deadening their effects. But the moon is a dry, cool, rigid place, much more like a solid rock than a sponge. So even if a moonquake is less intense, there's nothing to deaden the vibrations. They just go back and forth through the body until the solid stone eventually stops them. That ringing bell sound is the shock waves reverberating through that dry stone, if you believe in science. Another supporter of a hollow moon theory is conspiracy theory king David Icke. Icke thinks that reptilians, ancient extraterrestrial reptilians, built the moon, turned it into a mind control base used to manipulate virtual reality frequencies beamed to us through the sun's waves. And if we could just destroy the hollow Death Star moon, we can finally all be happy, right? We can be living in the proper matrix, not in the moon matrix. No more war or famine. No more strife that literally feeds the shape-shifting evil lizard Anunnaki people that live inside the hollow earth. Wake up! Seriously, that's what he fucking believes. He's that fucking crazy. And he's getting more popular by the day. Yay, magic!
Time suck. Top 5 takeaways.
The hollow earth theory has been sucked. The world is not hollow, but it is.
How's it? How am I? Fucking started streaming late because fuck work. Other than that, it's not kind of a bad person, but he would prefer to go with what he likes. Yeah, exactly. Everybody has different opinions. I
want to make sense of it. So
got out of work late.
I searched so much,
like about an hour late.
Because I just kept hoping them.
And it was not fun.
Really,
it was very much not fucking fun. And like it wasn't fun at all, and I hate it, and it can go fuck itself. So I'm gonna grab this and move it this way. I'm gonna move it all the way over here.
Yeah, okay. I like it. Those people vote and raise kids, and it frustrates me. But, it is entertaining. I hope it's entertaining for you. Thank you to the Bad Magic Productions team for all the help in making Time Suck. For reminding us this week why education is so fucking important. Bad Magic
Deselect.
Reverend Dr. Joe Pays.
Move it. I was like 30 minutes late clocking out. Oh, man.
Running badmagicmerch.com and the socials.
If you make an artificial atmosphere long enough to get plants to grow, you might be able to get the plants to make an atmosphere on its own. Yes. Darn. Yeah.
And thanks to the wonderful weirdos having fun on.
What do you want me to move?
Congrats to round 3.
What do you want me to move?
Enjoy that
big battle. I see you've been working on that background. In that background, yeah. Just been trying to get everything done.
Pretty weird. And we're gonna go a bit darker as we return to
just trying to get. Oh, you mean all this? Oh yeah, all of this is pretty extensive.
St. Petersburg. And of the many nicknames she's been given,
I mean, it looks like a fucking forest.
One that seems to have stuck in the Western world.
It gives the impression that there are all of this. Move it. Move all of this.
Old lady, granny in Russian. It's claimed by many that this monster in a president of a knitting club's body is responsible for over murder.
All right, Big Ben. You heard it, everybody. We gotta get along. I'm sorry, we can't be meandering.
Horrific crimes in her diary. There's a black magic element to this story as well.
I gotta go pee though. Genuinely, I gotta go pee.
That sucks.
So I'll be right back. BRB. Oh my God. I'm almost done with my 24-ounce can of beans. Delicious. Delicious can of beans. Hopefully it's a name brand that I know of.
On whether or not she is the living embodiment of the Baba Yaga. She for sure murdered a few people, but the Russian media definitely ran with this story, created a sadistic sensation What's true? What is Russian rumor in this case? Did she really kill a bunch of folks for Satan and eat them for dinner? Tune in next week to find out what we found. And now let's head on over to this week's Time Sucker updates.
Updates? Get your Time Sucker updates.
Our first update, little connection to last week's Boston Strangler suck, coming in from a marvelous meat sack, Barb Allen. Barb writes, at home making a homemade mask for Halloween, listening to the Boston Strangler episode. My parents were attending Boston University and living on Commonwealth Avenue during his reign of terror. My parents, living in sin at the time, lived above a restaurant and would get stoned and get takeout from the place below. They also had a habit of scaring each other for fun, hiding and jumping out and whatnot. Then the Strangler kept attacking and they discontinued playing that game. Just an interesting and fun story from my mom. Love the pod. Hail Nimrod and happy Halloween. Well, happy Halloween to you, Barb. Love your parents.
Peanut corn, no.
Disgusting.
No. The answer is, how about no? Disgusting.
My God,
Disgusting.
Really scared
Oh.
before he stopped doing that, your dad.
Hope those beans are delicious. Are they bushes?
Update comes from Caring Sucker, Jeremy Schwab. Jeremy writes, Dan, I've got a favor to ask. My girlfriend is, I don't want to say obsessed, but she's obsessed with you. All right.
Alright, let's get to, let's see, what's a good one? Is it Patty Hearst?
Today we dissect the oh-so-strange kidnapping and subsequent criminal activities committed along with her captors of Patty Hearst, a.k.a. Patricia Hearst, a.k.a. the daughter of Randolph Hearst, a.k.a. the granddaughter of one of the richest men on earth when he was alive, William Randolph Hearst. Patty came from so much privilege. She was someone who knew from the moment she could comprehend what money was and what it could do for you that she would personally never want for cash, that her financial needs would always be taken care of thanks to immense family wealth. She lived a sheltered life free from the worries and struggles most of the world faces and have always faced.
I don't think it was Patty Hearst. Okay, I know who Patty Hearst is. That's right. Let's see. Let's see. Which one's a good one? Uno. Oh no! It was just baked beans. Oh man.
Today I'll be talking about an English serial killer who wasn't nearly as brutal as most of the killers we've talked about over the past few years. When it
Corners
came to his
need
homicidal
P2.
methods.
No idea.
Certainly isn't the most sadistic killer we've covered. But he
I have gas. Oh god. Both ends. Why? It was just baked beans.
Harold Frederick Shipman, a former doctor who's been linked to over 200 murders occurring between 1975.
I am concerned about myself.
Investigators definitively attribute.
I'm very concerned to myself.
Him and estimate he probably killed.
I love that. I love that. That's so cute.
All of these homicides earned him the dark.
I love that. It's so detailed. Some people can put so much detail into their emotes. I don't know how to do it. I'm not a professional about emotes. Like I don't know how to put so much effort into my emotes. Like I thought I did. I put enough detail in them, but sometimes they just don't feel like they have enough detail. Some people can get so much detail into their theirs. TOS. See, like you can tell. It's a
And then he
butt.
also got greedy and tried to steal an inheritance from one of his victims. Shipman was a walking pile of garbage who took an oath to protect his patients and then got right to killing over 200 unlucky souls who were in his care. So strap in and enjoy the fact that this guy is dead. Be glad that odds are your doctor or your grandparents' doctor is far less evil than Dr. Death. In another true crime, thank Nimrod you haven't had to deal with this asshole edition of Time Suck.
This is Michael McDonald, and you're listening to Time Suck.
You're listening to Time Suck.
Happy Monday, meat.
My
I'm
ass.
feeling a lot better
Merp.
than last week. Partly thanks to my
Like, I
doctor's
mean,
office.
look
Doctors
at
swear
my
I receive much better
emotes.
care than Dr. Shipman's
Look at my
patients did.
emotes.
My doctor hasn't killed me even one time, so that's good. I'm Dan Cummins, Lucifina's toilet cleaner,
Like,
Nimrod's most mush-mouthed disciple,
just
Bojangles'
not
dog
enough
walker,
detail,
and Triple
man.
M's roadie. And you are listening to Time Suck. Thanks for being curious, Meat Sack. Got some good feedback on Ruby Ridge. I'm excited to share in the updates. I'm not as pro-government as I may have come across last week. I'm not anti-militia. I am anti-Randy Weaver. I'm not anti-stand up against the government if that's the right thing to do, even if that does mean an armed resistance. Continuity for their patients. They're trusted by their communities. If you can't trust your doctor, who can you trust? Shipman epically
Comfy.
betrayed that trust. in the most
Getting all
appalling and
comfy.
distressing way, killing hundreds of
All
victims
right.
and victimizing
I do love that
the
emote.
entire nation.
There's
Finding
just
out
so
that a
many good
long-practicing
emote
and
artists. I
trusted
wish I was
doctor responsible for the deaths of
better
over
at
200
drawing
bound to make
emotes.
a lot of people second-guess their own doctor.
But since I have
Who knows
emote
how many
slots
additional health
and I
problems
have
and how many
already
people carry
drawn up
actions like
emotes because I
Like
thought
most doctors,
ahead,
Dr. Death had a distinct way of killing his
I
victims,
will
his
make
modus
some new
operandi.
emotes for everybody.
Over the
And
course of
also I need
decades,
to make
hundreds of murders, murder
free
patterns, all of
channel
those the same.
emotes as
He
well.
overdosed his victims who were patients of his with either
Do I
morphine,
need free channel
diamorphine,
emotes?
pharmaceutical heroin.
How do I do the
He then
free
signed their
channel
death certificates,
emotes?
which he made sure
Because
to
some people
falsify their
can.
medical records to show that
I
the
don't
patient's
know.
health had been declining in the weeks and months leading up to their deaths. In many cases, he also urged relatives to incinerate the remains of his victims, persuading them that no further investigation would be needed to determine their cause of death. He's a doctor. He's got it under control. Just sign here, and that's it. Shipman was cold, calculated, seemingly unemotional with his murders. Unlike a lot of killers, it's hard to understand exactly why he did
Oh
it.
yeah,
Although I will
those
share
are all
theories
so
that make
good.
the most sense to me after we've looked into him. We know the motivation for a lot of notorious serial killers.
It's literally
Jeffrey
just
Dahmer
images.
trying to create
You just
sex
like shrink them, I
sex
guess.
dominance.
Get more
Those
subs. That's
drunken
how
sexual
it
sadist
works.
received immense sexual
Get more
satisfaction from the torture and killing of his victims.
Well,
Has the
then
honor
give
to
me more
kill John
subs.
Wayne Gacy, many others. Many, if not most,
I
serial killers
want
are
more
sexual
subs.
sadists who find immense sexual gratification in the suffering
My
and death of their
subjects.
victims,
So
killing is a crime they can't seem to achieve any other
I'm
way.
kidding. Please,
Next to
no.
sexual
I
satisfaction,
will
money
get the
comes along.
the subs when I get the
Bell Price's
subs.
murders were financially motivated.
I
Edward
can't
Murdoch,
make bot
James Holmes, and
accounts.
many others.
Thank you for not
Some
making
killed for
bot
the
accounts. I
notoriety,
appreciate
some for
that.
being a serial killer. Think of Alexander
But
Pichushkin,
I like my
He
emotes.
killed
They're
primarily because he wanted to have gotten away with murder
So
more than any other serial killer in Russian history. He wanted to,
I feel
manipulate
like they
the
need to be
scoreboard,
blown
wanted
up
to score
just a
higher than
little
killed.
bit though.
Some have serious mommy issues. Think
Subby
Ed
subject.
Mother
No.
Hammer, the son of the
No.
Zodiac killer and Dennis Rader, the
I don't
BTK
want
killer. The
I don't
primary
want
motivation seems to
subs
be
like
real
that.
feeling of superiority.
No.
Murders were a reason to taunt
No
the police.
horny.
Some killers seem to get off more on proof they're superior to the police by eluding capture than they enjoy the
Well, I
actual
mean, you
act
can
of
be
killing.
horny if you want. I'm not gonna
The
tell you
murder
not
was, Shipman
not to be
tougher to
horny.
uncover.
I'm gonna tell
He
you
was
that
out
I mean,
financially from the deaths of his patients.
it's like hitting a brick wall
Sometimes,
over here.
yes,
You're not really getting
at least
much.
once, it seemed to forge a will and steal an inheritance, but not typically. He did not receive any sexual satisfaction.
You're
No.
just gonna see
He was
me
killing.
and
None
I'm
of the
gonna be
victims
like,
were
oh,
sexually
okay,
assaulted in any way before or
cool.
after their deaths by Shipman. He did not taunt authorities.
To horny jail I
In fact,
go. I
this
mean,
seemed
if you
like he
want
killed his
to,
patients for years.
but
No one knew
knowing
murders
you,
were even
you'd
taking
probably
place.
fucking enjoy it.
So why did he kill?
They'd
Why
be
did the
like,
doctor
you're a
whose job
bad,
was to
bad
make his body
man.
healthy
It's like,
instead
yeah,
choose to murder them?
I know.
Taking a look at the totality of his life seems to give us that answer. At least it does for me. Let's see how this sad saga began in today's Time Suck timeline.
Strap on those boots, soldier. We're marching down a time suck timeline.
Harold Frederick Shipman was born on January 14th, 1946, in Nottingham, England, on Nottingham's Bestwood Council Estate. Council estates are a form of British public housing, akin to what we would call the projects here in the U.S. Not exactly the same, but close. Today, the Bestwood Council Estate is notorious for a lot of criminal activity. Gangs, drugs, a high murder rate. When Shipman grew up there, it was a blue-collar development populated by low-income but typically non-criminal, hard-working citizens. Nottingham, where Bestwood is located, is a city in central England of over 300,000 people, over 125 miles north of London, 45 miles northeast of Birmingham. An old city famous for literature. Lord Byron once lived and wrote there, as did
naughty puppy, go to Artie Joe. I'm a musky husk.
Man who imposed unjust taxes upon the fair people of Nottinghamshire.
Well, you can always make one-day subscriptions for art, like, I don't know, 2 for headshots, 3 for mid-chest, and 5 full body. How's about that? I made myself cringe. It's just an idea. I'm gonna head out. Y'all stay safe, sweet, and healthy, or else. Alright, board. Get some rest. We'll see you later. Thank you for coming in for the amount of time that you have.
Harold Frederick Shipman, senior, long distance.
So you think that I should make subscriptions? Just being like, hey, if you want a sub, I'll make you a deal. I'll make you chat. I will make you a deal. If you do this, I'll draw you a picky. I draw you a picky.
Harold Jr. was known.
I don't know. I don't know.
Variations of his middle name of Frederick.
This feels kind of dirty to me, you know.
Like I hinted at.
I mean, I'll get the subs when I get the subs. I don't know. I just feel like it's dirty.
It would follow him for the rest of his life.
Like, if you sub to me,
Vera controlled who he could talk to, or
I'll draw your stupid fucking character. I'll draw your shitty fucking.
Sweet dirty boy, ruining his potential.
5 subs are 30 a pop, dude.
Isolated childhood, so fun for Freddy.
Lols.
Strange and terrible for a parent to obsess over one child and devote all their energy to making sure that child accomplishes things they may not even want to accomplish.
Bending.
Those kind of parents have always driven me crazy.
It's not even fucking. It's not even real. It's not even real.
Boy becomes the starting quarterback, or the star
How did it burn?
Cleanup batter, ace pitcher, or whatever else it was that he
I just want to know, how did it get burned?
Didn't have the talent, or the opportunity, or the right dad pushing him. Weird. Right? Let the kid do what makes him happy. I've yet to see how it's going to play out, but my kids, all they have to do is do their chores, be respectful, learn how to contribute to the family household. They have to do their best in class, get their homework done, be involved in some kind of extracurricular activity like sports or music lessons or something. Right? And then we have a deal in place to help them pay for college and strongly encourage them to either go, or if they're not going to go, have a plan to do something else that doesn't require college. Check in with them, ask them what they want to do, tell them what the reality of that profession is when it comes to income and what type of lifestyles will allow them to have. And then we just give them as much info as possible. So when they're planning out their future, they have the most knowledge, that we're able to provide for them. To me, this approach is based entirely around common sense. What do you enjoy? Can you do that for a job? Will it pay the bills? Yes to all of that? Have at it. Don't care if you're a doctor or a carpenter or a factory owner or a factory worker. So many parents can't seem to handle that approach. Right? They have an agenda. Why? Why do people do that? People like Harold's mom, Vera. People who have to project their ambitions and their goals onto their kids. Not a fan. Not a fan of that approach. Years later, when Sweet Freddy's face was plastered across tabloids nationwide for being the most prolific serial killer in British history, an old former neighbor would recall, Vera was friendly enough, but she really did see her family as superior to the rest of us. Not only that, but you could tell Harold was her favorite, the one she saw as the most promising of her 3 children. Another terrible parent move to obviously prefer one child over the others. So much so that the neighbors noticed. That's so fucked up. Like, I joke about my kids a lot in my stand-up, and I tease my daughter Monroe especially, but I don't actually favor one of my kids over the other. On any given day, one irritates me more than the other, or I worry more about one than the other, or maybe I relate to one at this period of their development more than the other, and I try to never show actual favoritism. So fucked up. How sad for the kid or kids that aren't preferred, right? To grow up hearing about how great their brother and sister is. If you could only act more like Freddie. Freddie got straight A's on his report card. Why can't you get straight A's? Freddie got a scholarship to the university. Freddie's going to make something of himself. Why don't you work harder to get into to university like Freddie? Why don't you want to make some of yourself like Freddie? I wonder if after he was arrested, if Freddie's sister and brother had any thoughts of, aha, I knew Freddie was a piece of shite. Mama was wrong. I might not have went to medical school, but at least I didn't kill anyone. Fuck Freddie. Sucks for the kid being favored too, right? Sets them up for their siblings to resent him. Poor Pauline and Clive, the perennial silver and bronze medalists of the Shipman household. They grow up in
Well, my idea was given. I don't feel like I want to, but only if it wanted, more.
She was number one, damn near 8 years. Then new kid shows up.
That is an emote.
The kid that needs to be more like favorite kid. His early years of schooling, Freddie did very well.
That's a cake.
Then when he
You
reached
might as well
grade
give
level,
Kime the money directly, at least, then Twitch doesn't gouge his cut. If I was gonna drop 60 on Kai's stream in one go, I'd just put out the middleman and ask for his PayPal info. Which reminds me, well, my idea was given. I don't feel like more emojis, emojis.
Super competitive.
Man, it's like the Emoji Movie, but slightly horny.
Which made sense. He was angry at that
Oh
time.
shit!
He was angry that his mother is now dying of lung cancer. On June 21st, 1963, when she was only 43 years old, Vera succumbed to the disease that had been ravaging her body for months. And Freddie naturally.
I mean, I guess I could fucking do that. I guess I could be like, hey, if you want 5 subs, but I'd rather just do a direct fucking. I'd rather do a direct deposit. I'd rather do a direct deposit thing where I ask people their money for their money for art.
Asked her how she was feeling, what the doctor was saying about her prognosis. And the prognosis was always bleak.
Like, I'd rather just ask people for their art. And, like, the people that sub to me, like, I love the people that sub to me. They're amazing people. I love their personalities and stuff like that.
She counted the minutes as she waited for him to.
But I don't want to. I want to be like, well, why don't I just give you actual art? You pay me, and then we'll be good. Because I just need to set up my commissions page. But my commissions are open.
Carefully to their complaints and concerns, he was planning to kill them.
Yeah. Just give me your PayPal. Okay, I'll give it to you later. I'll send you my PayPal later. Do you want? Are you going to commission me?
Would later inject his patients with morphine. And Freddie, so often at his mother's side,
I mean,
many of these injections take place. How much did this influence his later murders?
Hey, slapstick, booyah, haha.
His patient sufferings when he gave them a lethal dose.
Well, hell,
would he spend much of
what
his
is?
later life
That's some delicious looking popcorn right there. What you got?
Some kind of sick, weird.
You got some. Does Murphy maybe not probably just randomly pay you? They just give me money. No, I gotta give you a product. Don't just don't just throw cash at me. I gotta give you something for it. Like a little picture or something like that. Next, I don't like just receiving money.
Later recalling him having a healthy superiority complex.
I just feel weird about it. When people sub to me, it also kind of feels weird, but like I also know that's the nature of the beast because I just want to make good stuff for you. Hey, Delon, by the way, how are you? Hope you're doing well.
University Medical School, where he would also
oh my God, there's so much TOS. Oh my dear God. How could you? How could you?
Biggest city in all of England, with a metro area population of over.
That is a bottom.
Also, super
How
trivia for all the bubble water drinkers. Carbonated water, aka soda water, aka sparkling and seltzer water, invented in Leeds, England, in 1767 by Joseph Priestley. And he discovered a method of infusing water with carbon dioxide by accident in a beer brewery. He wrote of a peculiar satisfaction after drinking it, And then in 1772, he published a paper
carbonated
titled
water.
Impregnating Water with Fixed Air. And people have been loving pregnant water ever since. Everybody else here in the Suck Dungeon likes the pregnant water other than me, I think. I don't care. I like tonic. I guess I like a certain kind of bubbly water. I don't care for the soda water.
Yeah, I don't like soda water at all.
Love it. Not sure where Zach stands on it. A lot of famous people have come from Leeds. None more famous than Melanie Janine Brown, a.k.a. Mel B, a.k.a. Super Sexy Scary Spice of the Spice Girls.
Yeah, Scary Spice.
The top-selling girl group of all time worldwide. 85 million records sold. Destiny's Child didn't even.
I'm here, just a good idea, and it worked. It worked like magic.
To this day, drunk bachelorette parties are still butchering.
Oh, Willow Bonk showing the Patreon. Me at midnight, boy. Should I stream art? Nick Sisky, of course you should stream art. I can only doodle. Stream art. You're fine. You should stream art. You should stream your stuff. Bonk. Bonk on the head.
Is Freddie's niece. And when she was a little kid, she accompanied Freddie.
You should stream the art. You're a good artist. You just need to keep doing it. And then you will become better artist. When you keep drawing, you find out you're a better artist than you thought you were.
Be sure and talk about that when the topic of the Spice Girls come up. If you want everyone to think you're a deranged fucking lunatic, because that is not true. I just got stuck in the Spice Girl wormhole when I found out Mel B was from Leeds, and as usual, I decided to make it weird for all of you. Back to real information now. In Leeds, at medical school, Harold remained an outsider, a loner. The classmates would later say he didn't have to be. They'd say he had every opportunity to be part of the in-groups.
Doodle. Yeah.
He didn't care. He continued to play rugby. He was also considered to be good-looking. He just made no effort to be part of the school social life. Many of his former teachers and fellow students would barely remember
There's so many merps these days. In so little time. You know, when I think of merps, I think of wedges of cheese.
It was as if he
and I think,
if someone told a joke,
you know,
smile patiently, but Fred never wanted to join in.
If you're into the wedge of cheese, you can be into wedges of cheese. I'm not gonna hate you for it. I'm gonna tell you exactly where I stand, though. That I think that they're cute. All right. I think those I think that they're quite adorable.
Weird, man. Taking your older sister to school dances? What? It's creepy. Can we all agree that's creepy?
I want a pale green slime named Remedy that heals people. But yeah, it gives me lots of options to see ya, and be fair, I like being with you, Go Chimera, and so yeah, plus it feels so calm. Like, man, it's slow, it was slow chatter, but Simon was there, and to be fair, I just felt at ease. Yeah, they're little merps. Just little merps. They're adorable.
At least in the 2 Live Crew videos I watch over and over.
I can't. I love where what was it? President Obama saying that he loves all furries. I think that was an official statement. I think that was an official statement by him. I'm pretty sure that's an official stance. I think he was very much like, I love all those furries. I can't do it. I can't do an impression, but I'm pretty sure that was a meme for a little while, where someone did an impression of Obama and could do it really well. This is very funny. It made me laugh.
He was significantly more attractive than Primrose, to a degree you just don't see very often, which is why I mention it here. Visually odd. In a way, it would be odd if, like, Brad Pitt or Leonardo DiCaprio were suddenly romantically linked to Melissa McCarthy or Kathy Bates. Like, if you were casting a sitcom and you needed someone to play a lonely virgin cat lady with a haircut and a way of dressing that was completely devoid of any sexuality, you would cast, at least looks-wise, a young Primrose.
My fellow Americans, I found Go Chimera and Obama official follower.
Mama's boy identity. I don't know if you've ever known a guy
Oh my god.
antisocial with the opposite sex and then ends up just marrying the
I
first girl.
found Go Chimera and
Handy
Obama
Randy,
official
right,
follow.
old enough to take the lead, show obvious romantic interest
Hey,
in them.
you know what?
Someone who isn't exciting,
I'd be fine.
isn't really attractive, but is
Hey, I'd
stable,
be
dependable,
fine with
best possible,
with
safe
anybody
choice,
following
mom
me.
would approve of.
I'd be fine with it because I
some
know
of these
that,
guys,
you know,
I think some of these guys are
deep down
clever,
inside
and
that
I
they're
feel
a
like,
real furry.
Harold picking Primrose, it reads is this kind of choice
They're
for me?
real furry
Choice
inside.
between them
Sweetie,
was
your
terribly
PNG is
boring.
picking up the
I realize I'm
podcast.
speculating a lot here, but do a Google
God damn it.
search of Harold and Primrose
Let's
Shipman.
see.
Tell me I'm
Let's see. Come on.
He's a weird dude. I just felt like it was the easy choice. Like, oh, okay, fine.
What if I do
Primrose
this?
is 5 months pregnant with their first child on November 5th, 1966.
What if I put the
The wait
earphones
gets busy.
on?
Their daughter Sarah would be born on February 14th, 1967. The young couple would go on to have a total of 4 children. Primrose would stick by Freddie's side for his entire life. She was totally devoted to him in a way you don't often see when it comes to the spouses of convicted killers. She'd later defend him and believe he was innocent during his trial.
There. Now it can't pick it up at all. How about that?
After he was convicted and in prison, she may have questioned him at the very, very end. We'll get to that later. But up until the very end of his life, she was totally committed to, nope, there's no way he could have done it. And I do think she, would believe after he passed that he still didn't do it. We don't know much else about Fred's medical school years. Outside of a few people thinking he was pretentious, no one else seems to have thought about him at all. Didn't stand out, and he was largely pretty forgettable. 1970, Freddie and Primrose have their second child and first boy. Christopher's born on April 21st. A few weeks later, Freddie graduates from Leeds, becoming a junior houseman at the Pontefract General Infirmary.
And then I need to finish the houses right here, and then the rest is all
they were required to work under the supervision of more established doctors, medical staff, until they proved they were competent enough not to kill patients on their own. Despite appearing to Dr. Shipman may have
it looks good. Your PNG isn't lip syncing the podcast. Well, that's good.
That he was,
That's good.
not killing his patients, which is probably the most important thing a doctor should prove. Right? That's the thing you got to nail the most if you're a young doctor. I don't needlessly kill my patients. Very next year, 1971, is when many think he may have killed for the first time. Within months of obtaining his license to practice medicine, 67-year-old Margaret Thompson dies on his watch. She was recovering from a stroke. Hospital records indicate that Shipman was alone with her when she died. It looked like her recovery was going well. Then she took a very sudden turn for the worse. None of the deaths that occurred on Shipman's watch prior to 1975 would be able to be officially proven to be murders, but Thompson's deaths would fit the pattern he would continue his entire grandma and grandpa killing career, mostly grandmas. A patient who Shipman was giving painkillers to would suddenly die well before anyone expected them to die, and then, obviously die under his care. The following year, right, in October of 1972, after possibly quietly killing several other patients battling cancer, he kills a toddler, a young girl who's only 4 years old. She dies on October 11th. Susan Garfit had cerebral palsy. She was at Pontefract the day she died with a bad case of pneumonia. Her mother, Ann Garfit, remembers Dr. Shipman telling her in a soothing voice that her child was going to die in the near future and that medicating her any further would just prolong her suffering. Mrs. Garfit asked him to please be kind to her child. She stepped out for a cup of tea. When she returned after not being gone for more than 10 minutes, a nurse told her that her daughter Susie had died. She was shocked, and in retrospect, she wondered if Shipman had taken her request as an unspoken piece of consent to euthanize her daughter. Later on, an inquiry commission would decide that Shipman had likely given this child a lethal injection. Man, what the fuck? Can you imagine if you're a parent, a doctor is saying that to you? Like your kid is battling some horrible chronic illness, and they tell you, hey, no, you love your kid and stuff, but I'm sure your kid would like to live as long as possible, maybe that's just a few more days or weeks or months, but what do you think about just getting this kind of over with now? Just kind of maybe let me put her down. I would lose my fucking mind. Right? If a doctor, said anything remotely like that to me. What do I think about just, not giving her medicine and letting her go? I don't know. What do you think about me coming back here with a gun and lighting you the fuck up? Give her the medicine! 1974. The father of two starts working as a general practitioner at the Abraham Amrad Medical Center in Todmorden, West Yorkshire. Todmorden, just under 30 miles west of Leeds. It's a quaint little market town of around 15,000 people. And here, Shipman initially thrives, but quickly starts to make some enemies. Many former colleagues would recall him often acting unnecessarily rude, going out of his way to make other colleagues look and feel stupid, a word he frequently used to describe anyone he didn't like. He was confrontational and combative. He seemed to enjoy belittling and embarrassing others. He was pushy. It was his way or the wrong way. He seemed to think think that he knew more than just about anyone else he worked with, even when he was working with much more experienced doctors.
Yes.
He was very arrogant. Not yet 30 years old.
I'm so fucking stupid. I spent 10 minutes looking for my phone. Found my phone. I'm using it to watch your stream. I found it though. Not sure how I lost it when I'm actually using it. That's crazy right there. I don't know how you did that. How did you manage to do that? Now I'm concerned. Now I'm slightly concerned. What happened?
Having some problems, including experiencing a few blackouts. He initially told his partners that he was suffering from epilepsy, which was not true. He used the inaccurate diagnosis of epilepsy as a cover-up for an addiction to painkillers. By saying he had epilepsy,
Tree
he
spoopy.
work, it wasn't safe for him to drive. And it wasn't safe for him to drive, but not because of epilepsy, because he was high on morphine. The truth was discovered when his receptionist, Marjorie Walker, stumbled upon some disturbing entries in a local druggist control ledger. The records show that Shipman had been prescribing
That scream caught me off guard.
pethidine
I don't know.
in the names of several patients. Moreover, he'd written numerous prescriptions for the drug on behalf of the practice.
Good
And
choice.
just have on hand for patients. Although this was not unusual, drugs were kept on hand for emergencies and immediate treatments. The prescribed amounts were excessive and added up to more than they actually had in their inventory. Pethidine is a morphine-like pain reliever that was initially thought to have no addictive properties. Now the World Health Organization classifies it as being dangerously addictive. Dr. Shipman was looking like a junkie, hooked on what was essentially medical-grade heroin. By 1976,
Essentially,
medical colleagues
it
discovered
is
his addiction.
medical grade
He was
heroin.
writing fraudulent prescriptions for large amounts of the opiate for his own personal use. He also quite likely was using the drug to kill a number of patients. Following the discovery of Shipman's overprescribing, a covert investigation by the practice followed. A fellow doctor, Dr. John Dacre, discovered that many of his patients on the prescription list had neither required nor ever received the drug. Dacre challenged Fred in a staff meeting, maybe Dacre, as one of his partners, Dr. Michael Grieve, would later recall. We sat around with Fred sitting on one side, and John on the opposite, and said, "Now, young Fred, can you explain this?" And he puts before him evidence that he had been gleaning, showing that young Fred had been prescribing pethidine to patients and that they'd never received the pethidine. And in fact, the pethidine had found its way into Fred's very own veins.
Damn.
No idea why Dr. Dacre referred to him as
Fraudulent
young Fred.
subscriptions.
Never made clear. I'm guessing that was maybe there was another Fred in the practice.
Dan Cummins is super cool. He is.
Old Fred. Maybe he just got to be
If
Fred.
goats do scream for taking why I'm not dead.
Unnecessary qualifiers to people's names. Why, young Fred, have you met?
I was just a screaming goat.
Frumpy Jane took over for Big Bottom Billy, who started this practice quite a few years back with Wonky-Eyed Jim. Realizing his career was on the line, Fred begged for a second chance. He admitted to abusing pethidine and basically wanted to be given a clean slate and assured his fellow doctors that he could handle it. But because he was an asshole to a lot of his fellow colleagues, they told him, nope, that's not going to cut it. You're done here. Shipman became enraged, stormed out, hurling his medical bag to the ground, threatening to resign. He made a big show. His partners were shocked by how angry he became. They hadn't seen this side of him before. Shortly after he left, his wife, Primrose, stormed back into his office, where his peers were still discussing the best way to dismiss him. Always thinking that nothing could ever be Sweet Freddy's fault, she told the other doctors that her husband would never resign and yelled at them that they would have to force him out. You want Freddy wants to go quietly, not my Freddy. Weird, man. I think.
Hey, just wondering if you got your photos printed?
What a minute?
What?
Yell at my coworkers for threatening to fire me.
What a minute?
Give someone shit for a long time if I saw that happen. Like anytime a situation
Oh my God.
contentious after that, it would be hard not to say stuff like, "Do you want to talk this out? You're just gonna storm out again and send your wife in to yell at us. You're gonna send in your wife.
Ban.
Yell at us. Oh, you're so sad." Took 2 years. Ultimately, Dr. Shipman was forced out of the practice. For whatever reason, they weren't able to just immediately kick him out.
Bro, Nix.
Right? It was gonna be hard. They did have.
If you're gonna sketch and start streaming, totally cool.
Was brought in. He was fined 600 pounds on drugs and forgery charges. Right? They caught him with the morphine again. While he was not barred from being a doctor, he did receive a warning letter from the General Medical Council, England's GMC, He was forced to undergo
Thank you so
psychiatric
much
treatment
for
in a drug
playing
rehab
my
facility
game.
in New York.
Yes.
He wanted to continue to practice medicine, so he did so. He was out of work for over a year. Before being sent to rehab on March 17th, 1975, he kills his first official victim, and the only killing authorities would later be positive he carried out during his short stint as a GP in Todmorden. An autopsy would later confirm that Eva Lyons, a 70-year-old woman, was given an intentional overdose by Shipman in Todmorden. Eva Lyons was suffering from terminal cancer when Shipman paid a visit to her home, and he gave her an intravenous injection into the back of her hand. And as we've noted, she was probably not the first person he killed by a long shot. Investigators think he likely killed 3 other patients in 1975 in Todmorden, but he just wasn't quite enough evidence to be certain in those other cases. 1977, Shipman is back in business. He gets accepted onto the staff at Donnybrook Medical Center, a group practice in Hyde in the Greater Manchester area, just 30 miles from Todmorden. Dr. Jeffrey Moisey of the center would later explain, his approach was that I've had this problem, this conviction for abuse of pethidine. I've undergone treatment. I am now clean. All I can ask you to do is trust me on this issue and to watch me. Don't watch me too close, because I got so many nanas and grandpops to finish off. I will kill all of your nanas. Dr. Moisey and the other GPs at Donnybrook felt that his honesty about his past opioid addiction was admirable. And they felt good about giving him a second chance. And he seemed to be a lot less of a dick at Donnybrook than he'd been back at Todmorden. He did earn a reputation for being an arrogant asshole towards the junior staff, but he was cool to his colleagues and never mean enough to have anyone want him to be fired. Just a guy who was sometimes an asshole in a world full of other people who were sometimes assholes. Mostly, he appeared to be a hardworking doctor who enjoyed the trust of his patients, colleagues, and community as a whole. He would remain on staff at Donnybrook for almost 2 decades, working there throughout the 1980s, building up a massive list of patients and doing a whole heap of nana-murdering. 1978, investigators would later determine that Shipman had murdered at least 4 people. 2 of the murders were committed in August, 2 were committed in December. The youngest of the victims was 73. The following year, on March 20th, 1979, his son David is born. He also killed at least 2 more people in 79, Alice Maud Gorton, 76, and Jack Leslie Shelmerdine, who was 77. He may have taken 1980 off from the murder.
I don't want to ruin my schedule. Well, then go get some rest. Go get some sleep. That's totally fine. I think I'll draw tomorrow. I won't be using camera though. No one needs to see my man titties. That reminds me. Did you quote me 200 on a PNG, or was that for the banner?
Logic was that no one was suspecting his wife had already raised 3 children out of infancy.
For PNG, if it's 2 images, it would be 60 to 70. For a banner, it would be 120. 120.
He knew that deep down they all kind of wanted him dead.
That is my quote.
Fred did not consider his own kid, killing his own kid. I'm aware of it.
That is my quote.
Casually killing patients for years in a way that no one was he ever tempted to off some non-patient? Right? Like if I killed 10
yeah,
no one ever suspected a thing. If I knew exactly how much morphine to make it look like they just passed away in their sleep or something. And
oh, okay. Well, thank you.
Would I use that skill to get rid of people who were just a problem for me?
No, I'm not exasperated. I'm not exasperated. I'm just thinking. I'm just like, wait, what did I quote? I just trying to remember. I'm exasperated because if I sound exasperated, I'm exasperated of myself for not being, in the moment enough to be like, oh yeah, here's the quote. Here you go.
That's all. Right? And they're just like, man, fuck you, man. Fuck you. I'll listen to my shit however I want, man. However fucking loud I want, man. Suck my dick, I'll fucking skin it all the time every night. God, please. Just a little less loud in the evening. I mean, would it not be tempting to maybe just sneak in there? Right? I don't know. Maybe break one of his gas lines, make it look like it was a carbon monoxide poisoning, really just fucking morphine him. No, right into permanent sleep. I don't know. Why am I thinking about this so much? Harold, I don't even have a problem with the neighbor right now. My neighbor that I had a problem with is gone. So I don't need to kill anybody. But I'm just saying, if I could, and I didn't have a moral problem with it, I'm just surprised that he just, he kept it at work. Now he was good about compartmentalizing, right? Didn't seem to have ever done anything like that. He left work at work. 1983, Shipman kills at least 2 more victims. One was 90, the other was 77. He's like a one-man grandparent extermination service. In 1983, Shipman is also interviewed on the flagship BBC show.
Your exo was like, "Oh, what with this shit again?" It was freaking funny. No, I was trying to think. I was like, what did I quote him? What did I quote him? And I'm like, oh right, I quoted him that.
That they never aired at the time, but then they like looked at later, like, oh
I don't want people to think that I'm exasperated by them. I love you guys. You guys are great. You guys are incredible.
Until they didn't wake up, and then really don't have to worry about it.
You guys also know that I'm really fucking tired. But I wanted to go for at least for 3 hours. I really wanted to do another 8-hour or another 5-hour, but I feel it and I don't like it. I feel the tiredness and I don't enjoy it.
Kills at least 11 more people in 1985, including 4 between February 1st and February 22nd, as well as 3 in December. All but one of the murders fit the normal Shipman.
Like I'm all around right now being real fucking tired. I'm like,
and then, gives him the death juice, and then he bounces.
Like I want to hang out with you guys, and I love hanging out with you guys, but also I'm very sleepy, and I feel like I need to go to bed.
The home of Lewis, 7 p.m. on New Year's Day.
But getting more on this picture that I'm going to use over and over again, shh, don't tell no one, is that I'm going to, on this layer is going to be all normal and shit, and then I can use this image of like the town and stuff like that multiple times. I can use it to establishing shot of like what's going on, and then like use this. It probably, knowing me, I'm probably only gonna use it once or twice, which isn't that the worst thing? It's like I spent hours on this establishing shot and I only use it once or twice. Because like they're gonna be moving through the buildings and stuff like that. Oh my god, I am in bed. You see, I am in bed.
The murder of Peter Lewis, despite the terminal diagnosis, again does not seem to be a mercy killing. Peter was in a great deal of pain that day, and Shipman came over to give him a morphine injection.
8,600, 1,000. So slow moving. I want to do another 10-hour. It was fun. I feel the pain and the tired. Is this the Giving tree? I don't know what the Giving tree. I am in bed. The same thing every artist does to save time during crunch time. No, I understand that. But like knowing me, how I fucking draw and shit like that, because there's gonna be so many different angles, I'm probably going to use this only once, which is very sad. I wish I wasn't that kind of artist.
Sounds like Shipman decided that it was time for Peter to die, so he died. He didn't feel like coming around for any more house calls. Following year,
so I could make establishing shots that I could use multiple times.
1987, another 8 murders are attributed to Shipman. He kills at least 7 more times in 1988. Most died in the winter months, like they had every year. He almost always killed during the winter. With so many colds and flus on top of their other illnesses, he was able to conceal the killings under the guise of complications from said illnesses much easier in the winter, which again speaks to these murders not being mercy killings. They were, crimes of opportunity. He was able to get away with it, so he did. Right? If he was just helping along older people in pain, why wouldn't he help them along in the summer? 1989, kills no less than 12 more times. He kills 6 between September 22nd and November 6th alone. From 1990 to 1992, only a handful of murders have been proven. No one knows why he seems to have slowed down at this time. Maybe he experienced some kind of close call. Maybe he almost got caught. You know, he wanted to take it easy for a little bit. Maybe Primrose told him to stop killing his patients, and he was like, "Yes, mommy. I mean, yes, wife." 1993.
Try animating your comic then. Hate life.
Opening up his own office.
Good. Feel it.
He takes his approximately.
I do feel it. I feel.
Partners are both caught off guard, not pleased. Dick moves.
But I mean, I love doing this stuff. I love hanging out with you guys and drawing.
Now
it's awesome.
Killing now that he's under less supervision.
I also love doing this, where it's multiple fucking layers, and I don't even use the right layer. I love that. That's the best part. You know what? I'll say it. That's the best part. You know what? The best part of waking up is realizing it's on the wrong layer, and you want to fucking die. That's the best part.
1993. Now 47-year-old Shipman murders no less than 15 people. On February 24th, he kills 2.
You're just like, oh my gosh, that's just so amazing and incredible. Man, if only I could have this feeling all the time.
1995, the homicide numbers almost tripled. Investigators would later identify 28 Shipman murders that took place between January 9th and December 14th.
It's the best.
Killed 7 people in March alone. 2 of his victims in 95 were under the age of 50.
This
the
is.
Youngest, Conrad Peter
Yes.
was only 43. 1996, he killed 30 people. 30. He killed someone in every single month in 1996. 1997, there are only 9 murders on record attributed to Shipman. All 9 of them happened between January 2nd and February 28th. Many think he likely continued to kill at a similar pace after that, but reasons are unclear, or for reasons that are unclear. It became harder to attribute deaths to Shipman after February 1997. He found some new sneaky way to do it. March 1998, a local undertaker.
I don't like using bright-ass paper either.
Shipman's patients are really.
That's where I was getting hung up, is like, oh yeah, the tree layer uses white.
Doctor of all time. She notices that almost all of them die in a similar pose, right? The way they're found.
The best part of waking up.
Sitting up or reclining, right, on a sofa. She brings up.
I go lurk. I'm too tired right now.
Runs the family funeral home.
That's okay. Sleepy puppy is sleepy. That's all right because Goat is very sleepy, and Goat is pretty fucking tired.
There's nothing to worry about.
I'm getting fucking done right now. I'm very burnt.
Asking them if they've been.
Thank you.
Led to a confession. Like almost never. Right? Get out of here. Please, Deborah, call me Freddie. Freddie, I hate to bother you, but my dad and I started putting some puzzle pieces together recently, and we came to the conclusion that you've probably been murdering a whole bunch of people for a long time. Before I went to the police, I just wanted to ask you, have you been murdering? Have you been killing a lot of your patients? No, Deborah, I've not been doing that.
Don't burn out. Go bed now. Save.
God, now I feel silly. I'm so glad I just didn't go to the police first.
Save first.
I mean, you clearly didn't do it. I mean, I asked you very clearly, and I said no. You sure did. Apologies, Freddie. I won't bring it up again. No, Deborah goes to Dr. Linda Reynolds of the Brook Surgery in Hyde.
But then bed. Okay.
Dr. Reynolds expresses concerns to John Pollard.
All right. Goat needs hug. Goat, I want to hug you now. So come here. All right. Thank you for the hug, buddy. Who are we gonna raid? Who are we gonna raid? Because I'm gonna go to bed. We got Enigmatism. I could send you guys to Enigmatism. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna send you somewhere. Raid Simon? Alright. 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 Thank thank you guys so much for coming in. Thank you guys for being amazing. I think it's... Anyway, love you guys, mean it. You guys have an amazing one. I'm gonna go to bed. Stay out of trouble, you guys. I'll see you later. I'll get more stuff done tomorrow, so I'll see you guys later. Night night. Night night.